Lineup cards from Buck Showalter and Nick Leyva, the third base coach for the Blue Jays. We'll give you those lineups right now before the umpires even see them. For the Yankees, it's 77 and 65 with a magic number of 2 to clinch the wild card. Randy Velarde will lead off. He'll play shortstop. 279, 6 home runs, and 45 runs batted in. Bernie Williams in center field will bat second, 305, 18, and 82. Paul O'Neill, the right fielder, will bat 37 for 42. That's 167. Hitting 303, 21 home runs, 93 runs batted in. Ruben Sierra, the DH, will bat cleanup, 264, 19 home runs, and 83 ribbies. Mike Stanley will catch. He'll bat fifth. He's 0 for his last 11 and 3 for his last 31. His average down to 269, 18 home runs, and 83 runs batted in. The Yankee captain is Donald Arthur Mattingly. He'll play first base. He'll bat sixth. He has a 7-game hitting streak. The numbers, 287, 6 home runs, and 47 runs batted in. During the hitting streak, 8 for 24. That's 333. Gerald Williams will be in left field. He'll bat seventh. He's 1 for his last 10, 243, 6 home runs, and 28 runs batted in. Russell Davis gets the start at third base. Wade Boggs out again with a bad left hamstring. Davis will bat eighth, hitting 287, 2 home runs, and 12 ribbies. And Pat Kelly, the second baseman, will bat ninth, 240, 4 home runs, and 28 runs batted in. He has a 5-game hitting streak, during which time he's 6 for 16. That's 375, but of those 6 hits, none bigger than the 2-run home run in the 9th inning off Castillo yesterday that gave the Yankees the 4-3 victory. Here are the Blue Jay lineups. 56 and 86 the record. Alex Gonzalez will lead off. He'll play shortstop. Gonzalez 244, 10 home runs, and 42 runs batted in. He made a big error for the Blue Jays in the 9th inning on a potential double play ball by Randy Velarde. That kept the gates open for the Yankees, and they took advantage. Paul Molitor, who took the lineup out to home plate, not Nick Leyva, he'll be the DH. He'll bat second against the Yankees this year. 4 for 44, that's 091, hitting 266, 15 home runs, and 59 runs batted in. Joe Carter will be in center field. He'll bat third against the Yankees this year. 15 for 43, 349, 4 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. Hitting 255, 25 home runs, 76 runs batted in. John Olerud, the first baseman, will bat fourth. Olerud is just 5 for 35, 143 against the Yankees this year. Overall, 298 home runs and 53 runs batted in. Ed Sprague, the third baseman, will bat fifth. 246, 18 home runs, 74 runs batted in. Sean Green's in right field. He'll bat in the number 6 slot. 292, 15 home runs, and 54 runs batted in. Carlos Delgado will be in left field. He'll bat seventh. He's in a little bit of a slide. He's 0 for his last 23, hitting 163, 3 home runs, and 11 runs batted in. Sandy Martinez will catch. He'll bat eighth, hitting 245, 2 home runs, and 25 runs batted in. And Tomas Perez will be the second baseman. He'll bat ninth. He had a big 2-run single in last night's game, hitting 258, a home run, and 8 runs batted in. Hey, don't miss the 6th Annual Yankees Fan Festival, February 2nd, my birthday, 3rd and 4th at the New York Coliseum. You can meet and get autographs from over 60 current and former Yankee players, see exclusive Mickey Mantle memorabilia from the Barry Halper collection, and there's video batting cages, play-by-play booths, equipment auctions, and more. Plus, you can trade your festival ticket for a free box seat to a 96 home game. All net proceeds benefit the New York Yankees Foundation. Tickets are on sale now at Yankee Stadium and all Ticketmaster outlets. To charge by phone, call Ticketmaster at 212-307-1212. The umpires, Chuck Merriweather behind the plate, Ted Hendry at first, Drew Coble is at second, and Durward Merrill is over at third. Well, she loves a guy who plays hard, always goes the distance, and is into leather. English Leather, the official cologne of the New York Yankees Baseball Radio Network. Get into leather, English Leather. Here are the Jays defensively. Carlos Delgado in left, Joe Carter in center, Sean Green over in right. In the infield, Sprague at third, Gonzalez at short, Tomas Perez is at second, John Olerud over at first. Sandy Martinez behind the plate, and on the mound, Alois Terry Leiter, a former second-round draft pick of the Yankees. He's 11 and 10 for the Blue Jays this year, 3.60. The Yankee magic number is 2. If they win this game, they assure themselves of at least a tie-breaking game with the Angels. That would be Monday afternoon, 1:30 at Yankee Stadium. But if they win the next 2 games, they're in the playoffs as the wild card entry of the American League. So each game means so very much. That's what makes last night's win so very big. Yankees need another win here this afternoon. Randy Velarde will step in. The left-hander, 29-year-old Al Leiter, is on the mound. And stepping in behind the microphone, the left-hander, John Sterling.
All right, thank you, Michael. And once again, good afternoon, everyone. Al Leiter deals, and Velarde takes a fastball inside, 1-0. Leiter fastball and the cutter, which really has kind of made his career. Also throws a slider. Basically, he throws everything hard. And if he has this control, he is really tough. The 1-0, there's a strike. He's really a good buddy of Michael's, so as a result, he's become a friend of mine. He's a very nice guy and kind of guy you root for. Not today, Mike, but...
I told him that.
I heard you. The 1-1 is inside. May have hit the bat, though. I think it did. But the scoreboard has 2-1. Let's see. I heard. Didn't you hear a noise?
I think it hit Martinez's glove. That's the noise you might have heard.
And we're sitting a long way from home plate. That tells you how hard Leiter throws. The cutter has allowed him to have better control of the pitch and to get it in on the right-hand hitter's hands. He winds and deals 2-1 to Randy. Inside, he had a skip rope. That is Leiter. That's his only problem, that sometimes he kind of overthrows and really loses control of the strike zone. We'll give you his numbers. He walks like Guzman a lot, but last night, of course, Guzman only walked 2 batters in 7 innings. Velarde at 279, 6 homers, 45 RBIs. And 3-1 is up high, a fastball. So Velarde walks. Well, here are the numbers on Leiter. He's 11-10, an ERA of 3.60, having his best year in his option year. 27 games and starts, 175 innings, 156 hits. So 19 less hits than innings pitched. That tells you about his stuff. But he's walked 103. That's about 5 men per 9 innings. He has struck out 144 in the league, hitting just 240 off him. One way or the other, Al Leiter is going to get a great contract somewhere.
Absolutely. The Blue Jays have said they want him back. They said, if you want to go shop yourself, that's fine. Come back here, and we'll beat whatever offer you have. So that's pretty nice to have your team say that. And a lot of scouts around baseball, John, have said that after Randy Johnson, Al Leiter is the most dominant power left-hander in the league.
Now here's Bernie Williams with Randy leading, and the pitch is a strike. The Yankees are going to be very patient with Leiter and make him throw strikes. Bernie's at 305, 18 homers, 82 RBIs. With this lineup, if a relief pitcher comes in, he'll be a righty because Castillo's their only lefty. And Bernie could turn around, O'Neill, Sierra could turn around. And so you'd have 3 lefty hitters in a row. Velarde leads. Pitch is a fastball up high. Boy, he is quick. And then after Stanley, you have Mattingly, so you have 4 out of 5 lefties. So it's a very good order for Buck, and that's probably why he put it together just this way. With Boggs out, Velarde takes over as the leadoff man, and Bernie stays in the 2-hole instead of leading off. It'll be a 1-1 to Bernie. Velarde with a short lead, and Leiter deals inside corner, strike 2, in the count 1-2. I say, Mike, if he throws that pitch for strikes, he'll be very tough on all the righty hitters.
Well, that's what the cutter has given him, John. It's given him the opportunity to bust right-handers in on the hand. Usually left-handers have a tough time with righties because they don't have a pitch to tie them up, but that cutter does it for them.
Now the stretch by Leiter. It'll be a 1-2, and Leiter steps off.
Leiter's ERA in the first inning, John, is 1.00, and that's 3rd best in the American League, so he usually does not get hit in the first inning.
The 1-2. Swung on and line. There's a base hit to left field between 3rd and short. Velarde holds that second. There is one thing about the cutter, and for that matter, the slider as well, which is the sister pitch, I guess, because they both move in kind of on the same plane. If you don't get it all the way in, boy, it sits right there ready to be hit.
That's exactly what happened there, John.
Yeah, you didn't get it all the way in.
And it's surprising because if you want to make a mistake on 1-2, you make the mistake on the side of the ball, not the strike. You make it too far inside, not too far out over the plate. So that was a bad mistake by Leiter on a 1-2 pitch.
Well, here's O'Neill. The Yankees, as you know, certainly won't bunt him. But you know one other thing, they want to stay out of the DP. The runner's lead. Pitch is low outside. I know that Mike gives you a lot of numbers when he gives the lineups, which I always find very engrossing. To tell you or to illustrate how far pitching can carry you, it sounds like an old cliche. But the Yankees haven't hit a lick. Boggs and Bernie Williams have been terrific. But after that, and the Yankees have won 9 of their last 10, and that's because of starting pitching. The pitch is low outside, a fastball. You know, I should amend that. Starting pitching and John Wetland as the closer.
And defense.
And the Yanks do have, with Baltimore, the best defensive team in the American League. But they haven't hit a lick, and O'Neill is one of those. He is down to 303, 21 homers, 93 RBIs. The 2-0 swung on and hit in the air to deep center field. Back goes Carter. Away back goes Carter. At the wall, it is gone! A 3-run home run for Paul O'Neill. And the Yankees take a 3-0 lead. I thought it was going to stay in the park, and you know, Carter did as well. He went back and back and back and back and ran into the 400-foot sign, and the ball disappeared over the blue canvas. And the Yankees take a big, fat first-inning 3-0 lead before a man has been retired.
22nd home run of the year. It was high as far as it was gone, and it just cleared the wall right over the 400-foot sign in center field, which is just a little bit right of dead center field. And O'Neill picks up a huge home run for the Yankees and for himself.
The pitch to Sierra, a fast strike. The 22nd home run for Paul. He now has 96 RBIs. A 2-0 pitch. Leiter wanted to throw a strike, and O'Neill drove it. A hard fly ball to dead center. Pitch cut on a miss, and that ball was hit just about dead center. I'd say the 400-foot sign in yellow on the blue canvas is a tad to the right of second base. That's where the ball went over. It'll be an 0-2. Strike three is called outside corner. Good pitch by Leiter, and there's one away. Well, the Yankees certainly haven't won anything, so you don't exactly celebrate now. But Mike, that is a great start for the Yanks and Kamenicki to get a 3-run home run.
Absolutely. It gives Kamenicki a little breathing room, and we know, we've seen Kamenicki pitch. He gets into a little trouble in the first inning, so this lessens the burden just a little bit. He knows he doesn't have to be perfect in the first. Before he even throws one pitch, he's up at least 3-0. And, of course, that home run was a Coors Light Silver Bullet blast.
Indeed. The pitch to Stanley is a fastball in, and the count 1-0.
Pretty amazing because O'Neill is one of the guys John was alluding to, not hitting. 7 for his last 42, his average 167 over that time, and he had dropped to 303.
The pitch to Stanley. Inside, he has to jackknife away. Absolutely. All the big hitters outside of Bernie and Boggs is injured. He's not in there. That gives you an idea what pitching and defense will do for you. It'll be a 2-0 to Stanley. Leiter deals, cut on and foul to the plate. Stanley's at 269, 18 homers, 83 RBIs. Paul O'Neill, Deion James, Mike Stanley. Up and down the lineup, Jim Leyritz. Up and down the lineup, the big hitters simply have not been hitting. But the Yankees somehow managed to score just enough runs. 1 out, no one on. A walk to Velarde, a line drive single by Bernie, who always gets his hits, and a 3-run home run by O'Neill. As Carter went as far as he could and ran out of room just like he did last night. The 2-1 is a strike on the inside. Stanley didn't like the call. The count 2-2. Chuck Merriweather, who everybody respects as a home plate umpire, is behind the dish today. Ted Hendry will be there tomorrow. He's at first. The 2-2 inside, and the count 3-2. Now, Leiter struck Sierra out on a fastball away, but they like to pitch him away. But Leiter is staying in on all these right-hand hitters other than Sierra.
Well, you don't want to give the fastball away to Stanley because he extends the arms beautifully, and he'll go the other way. But Stanley, another guy, not hitting, 3 for 31.
Pitch is line. There's a base hit down the left field line. It'll roll to the left field corner and go up against the wall. Stanley rounds first and heads towards second, and he'll stay right there with a double. Last night, Stanley pinch hit after the big error by Gonzalez, and he hit a shot that stayed up in right field. Robert Perez raced in to make the grab. Now Galen Cisco comes out, and today it's another line drive down the opposite way, down the left field line, and he's at second with a double for Mattingly.
We mentioned Stanley, 3 for his last 31. That base hit right there snaps an 0 for 11 slide. So there are so many big names and prominent spots of the order that have not been hitting for the Yankees. And then when you consider that they're 24-7 since August 27th with very little hitting. Yes, they get the occasional big hit. They work out walks. but it really is a little bit staggering to realize that the reason the Yankees are in the position that they're in is simply because of outstanding starting pitching. Now, when this team was playing poorly on the West Coast and in the middle of the season, you would never say that was going to be the case, but obviously it's carrying them now.
And John Wetland, that combination. And you know, it hasn't been one or two guys. It's been Cohn and McDowell, yeah, but it's also been Pettit, Hitchcock, and Kamenicki. That's 5 starting pitchers. Well, here's Mattingly against Leiter, and the pitch, fastball high and in, and the count 1-0. When Leiter is missing today, he is missing by a lot. You can't complain about striking balls. He is missing by a bunch. Mattingly had the big leadoff single last night in the 9th inning, hitting a .287, 6 homers, 47 RBIs. Pitch is fouled away. Good fastball by Leiter, and Mattingly got a piece. They play Mattingly very shallow in left and in center, and the center fielder Carter is way over in left center. Carlos Delgado in left field maybe is a step back. He's near the line. The pitch to Mattingly is fouled away, and the count 1-2.
John, how could Carter be so shallow? I mean, that's softball depth.
It is, and again, we mentioned it last night. It isn't just that you're going to be trapped by the long drive. You are going to be trapped by the long drive, but you have no room to cut off a line drive in the gap, and this is not a grass field. This is turf, and if there's a line drive on either side of Carter, he has no chance to cut it off. But first of all, Mattingly has to hit that line drive. It'll be a 1-2. Stanley off second with 1 man out, 3 in on the O'Neill 3-run home run.
Well, it's obvious their scouting report, John, is saying that Mattingly lifts lazy fly balls to left field, because there's no way the left fielder should be that shallow as well. Mattingly, when he does connect, really does have good power that way. We've seen it many times.
I'll say one more thing, too. Sometimes your power is generated by the pitcher. This pitcher is going to generate some power as hard as he throws. The 1-2 lays off the fastball outside, and the count 2-0. 2-2. One thing about Al Leiter, Mike, I know you saw it when you were just a kid reporter becoming friends with him. I saw it at the beginning of '89 when I came over to the Yankees. When he throws, he's so fluid. He throws so easily, and he throws so doggone hard. He just pops your eyes. The 2-2 is just outside, 3-2. Now, Leiter wanted that pitch.
He wanted the last 2.
That didn't miss by much.
If he's not going to get that pitch from Merriweather, he's in trouble, because you've got to get that pitch. That's an outside pitch right on the block, and Merriweather did not give it to him twice.
Stanley leads off second on a base hit right at the left fielder or center fielder. He can't possibly score. And the right fielder, Sean Green, has a terrific arm, so he might have trouble scoring if Mattingly produces a hit. Here's the payoff pitch. It's low ball 4. Mattingly is on. And here's Gerald Williams with first and second and 1 man out.
Now, Leiter, to me, would be a great matchup for Gerald Williams. Leiter's not going to throw anything really slow. He's not going to turn the ball over, go the other way with the changeup. He's going to come in hard with Gerald Williams. So if he doesn't get the ball right in on the fist of Williams, Williams could really hurt him. If he lets one out over the plate again, well, Williams could make this a 6-0 game. That's the type of pitcher that Williams feasts on.
The stretch by Leiter. Stanley off second, Mattingly off first. And Leiter deals. Caught on a missed. The runners take their leads. They're not playing overly deep for Gerald. I don't quite get this. The stretch by Leiter. And the 0-1. Hit on the ground hard. Base hit to left field. Stanley around third. They're going to hold him up. So the Yankees load him up. That was a ground ball between third and short. However, on the turf, and this turf is really worn, the ball gets to you so quickly, really Stanley didn't have a chance. You know, you want him to score, Mike, on the base hit. Delgado is not a left field. He's a catcher playing left field, and he certainly doesn't have an arm, but let's face it, he would have been thrown out, not by Delgado, by whoever caught the relay, and they would have turned and thrown, and he would have been out by 20 feet.
Absolutely. That's a good hole by Willie Randolph. You're up 3-0 anyway. Why take a chance? Really try to break it open. Don't make the out at home plate. So now it'll be Russell Davis with the bases loaded.
Here's Russ. A big spot in the game. Pitch is low 1-0. Big spot because the Yankees have a chance to blow the doors off a bit. Not that Toronto can't come back, but it's 3 runs. It's 3 runs in the first inning. But if you get 5 or 6, you got an ample lead. Bases loaded, 1 out. It'll be a 1-0 to Davis. The pitch is a wild pitch. Gets back to the screen. Stanley scores, and the other runners move up. The ball flew back to the screen. Do you know Stanley stopped midway between third and home? But the ball, luckily for the Yanks, glanced off at an angle. It rolled, let's say, toward the first base side of home plate. And then Stanley picked it up and decided to score. And the Yankees take a 4-0 lead. And the Yankees are a base hit away from Davis and Kelly of leading 6-0. Because Gerald Williams at second base will score on just about anything that gets out of the infield. So a wild pitch scores the 4th run. Mattingly to third, Gerald Williams to second. And Leiter deals. Swung on and popped up and back to first. Moving out the second baseman, Tomas Perez. He makes the catch. No advance. And there are 2 away. So at 2 away, here is the hero of last night, Pat Kelly.
And the Jays have a right-handed pitcher, Jeff Ware, in their bullpen. He pitched against the Yankees in New York. Didn't pitch that badly. So they have him up quickly. And I think if Kelly gets a hit, that could be it for Leiter. I don't know if Ware would be ready in time. He's not throwing that hard in the bullpen just yet. Stanley gets a nice hand from a lot of New York fans that have made the ride here.
The pitch to Kelly, low inside, 1-0. So the Yankees bat around in the first inning, 4 in, 2 on, and 2 out. And here's Kelly at 240, 4 homers and 28 RBIs. Mattingly off third, Gerald Williams off second. It'll be a 1-0 to Kelly. Leiter deals, cut on and foul back. And the count 1-1. Kelly's had a tremendous amount of trouble with right-handers. Of course, he hit the home run last night over left-handed Castillo. And he has hit a little bit better in the last week or so. He does hang in much better against lefties. Let's see what he does here with second and third, and 2 out. Pitch is cut on a miss. Smoke upstairs, and the count 1-2.
You know, Buck made an interesting comment. You know, I talked to him on the manager show about how Kelly has been struggling. 6 for his last 35. That's 171. He said, Pat Kelly's really still going through spring training after the 2 months off with the wrist surgery. He said only now are you going to see the Pat Kelly that really is Pat Kelly.
The 1-2 inside fastball, and the count 2-2. They play Sean Green, the right fielder, very shallow in right. Carter is shallow in center. Delgado a couple of steps back in left field.
When Warren Zevon wrote the song Excitable Boy, I think he wrote it about Al Leiter.
The pitch. Caught on and missed on a breaking ball. Dropped by Martinez. He fires to first in time. That'll do it. Well, the Yankees get 4 runs on 4 hits and leave 2. And now at the end of a half inning, the Yankees 4 and Toronto coming to bat.
Imagine this. Torrential rains. Streets are flooded. Roads are closed. Your 6-week-old daughter is running a fever of 103. You phone the pediatrician. You've got to get to emergency. So what would you rather see in your driveway? A car? Or a Jeep? Like a 190-horsepower Jeep Cherokee Sport with available full-time 4-wheel drive that adapts to changing road conditions and optional 4-wheel anti-lock brakes that reduce skidding on slippery streets. So if the Jeep you see here, let me ask you this. Why isn't a Jeep vehicle what you're driving now? Because emergencies do happen. And wouldn't it be a comfort to know you've got a vehicle you can count on to get you through those times? So check out a Jeep Cherokee at your dealer now. Because if you can see it in your head, you should see it in your driveway. There's only one Jeep, a registered trademark of the Chrysler Corporation.
There is only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. Amoco Ultimate Gasoline is the brand of premium more drivers rate #1 in quality. Needless to say, these people think Amoco Ultimate is good for their cars. And now with a $4 rebate, it's good for your wallet, too. Simply fill up 3 times between now and October 15th with crystal clear Amoco Ultimate and send in the rebate form with 3 receipts. Fill up 3 times, get $4 back. Minimum 9 gallons per purchase. Details at participating stations. Offer ends 10/15/95. Void in Utah, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C.
If you hear any strange noises at night after installing a Lennox Whisper Heat gas furnace, grab a bat because any strange noises won't be your furnace. There's no quieter gas furnace than Whisper Heat, and it includes a 20-year heat exchanger limited warranty. To learn more about Whisper Heat, call your independent Lennox dealer, Philip Fritz & Sons Incorporated at 201-887-0685. That's 201-887-0685. To install deadbolts, visit your local hardware store. Lennox, one less thing to worry about. Lennox dealers are independently owned and operated businesses. New York City's rush hours, noon to 3 on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
We go to the bottom of the first, and Kamenicky deals to Alex Gonzalez and deals a strike. You'll know if Cammy's in trouble. That is detectable if he's nibbling and struggling to throw strikes. He got great stuff. He has pitched very well in his last 3 starts. He deals, and Gonzalez misses the breaking ball. The count 0-2.
I am really disappointed, and if I was the California Angels, I'd be incensed that Robbie Alomar has not been in either of the first 2 games. Alomar's at an even 300, and this hasn't been said, but many people believe he's out of the lineup to protect that 300.
The 0-2 is hit in the air to deep right center field. Down the run is Bernie Williams going back, and he can't get it. One hop off the wall. Gonzalez around second. He'll head toward third, and he is there with a triple. Alex Gonzalez powered it over the head of Bernie Williams on a 1-2 pitch, and Bernie didn't have a chance. So Gonzalez triples. He was at 244, 10 homers and 42 RBIs, nearest Paul Molitor.
He threw him a hanging curveball on 1 and 2. Now go figure that. I guess he was trying to waste it, hung it right out over the plate. The problem with that is that Bernie got too close to the wall, and the ball bounded over his head. And by the time he got to it, Gonzalez was on third. Really should have been a double if Bernie played it the right way. But for a moment there, he thought he had a chance at the ball and ran hard right at the ball, but was also running hard right at the wall. And he didn't get the ball, hit off the wall, and then bounded past him. You get all that?
Yes, I did. I saw it, too. Molitor takes outside. But you're absolutely right. He got very close, and when the ball hit, it didn't bounce over either. The running track, rubberized, is very wide here. I know I was walking out there early this morning, and it should have bounced over. The pitch is a strike, but I guess it hit far enough on the track that when it bounced up, it caught the top of the wall. Then it carried over Bernie's head. The Yankees, of course, play the infield back. They will give up the run and be happy to get out of the inning 4-1. Kamenicky deals. Molitor swings and lines a little blooper. Right field base hit. Gonzalez scores. Molitor at first with a ribby single, and the Jays answer back. It is 4-1.
Well, I'd like to finish my point with Alomar, what I was saying. The reason he didn't play yesterday, at least this was the excuse, was that against the left-hander, his back and his shoulder bothering him so much, can't bat right-handed. Okay, fine. That was the excuse while he was in New York. But today with the right-hander pitching, you would think that he'd be in there. The official explanation why he's not in there, he's not feeling well.
Well, let me tell you this. When Toronto was in New York and I saw Alomar was hitting about 304, I hoped that Alomar was hitting right around 300 when the Yankees went to Toronto so he wouldn't play and protect the average. There's no question that's what he's doing. Now, Ricky Henderson is doing the same thing in Anaheim. He did not start last night. I didn't see a box, but Stan Javier started. Brocious played center field. Javier played left. He didn't play the night before, and he's also protecting a 300 average. They're both free agents. The pitch is outside of Carter, and the count 1-0. And I was in Buck's office just talking baseball with him a couple hours ago, and he said he thought it was disgraceful for both Henderson and Alomar. After all, Alomar being out helps the Yanks.
Well, somewhere in Florida, Ted Williams must be sick to his stomach. He didn't sit out to protect a 400 average.
The pitch is low on the count 2-0. That was Ted Williams. A lot of guys do sit out. That's very common in baseball at the end of the year. But they're not playing in games that affect a pennant race, or in this case, a wild card race. That's why it's wrong. not to protect the average. It's wrong to sit out when your team should be trying to knock off the contender. The pitch to Carter is low, and the count 3-0. Excuse me. They called it a strike on the count 2-1. They checked the first base umpire, Ted Hendry, and he said swing. Carter did not like that call. You don't have to be an expert on body language. He's outside of the batter's box, hands resting on his hips, resting on the bat, and looking down at first base. So Kamenicki gets a break, and the count 2-1. Molitor leads. Carter at 255, 25 homers, 76 RBIs. Pitch is swung on, hit high in the air in shallow left field. Gerald Williams toward the line, glasses down, makes the catch right at the line, and there's one away. I'll tell you one more thing, too, Mike. Alomar is exactly at 300. And to me, that's why he didn't pinch hit last night when John Wetland was in the game. They pinch hit Green, Delgado, and Martinez. And that means to me that he won't pinch hit today. So, and if you must know, I am very happy about it.
That's disgraceful. I don't think it's okay, even if you're not in a pennant deciding game, to sit out and protect the 300 average. What a disgrace. If you don't get it, if you don't earn it, it doesn't mean anything.
John Olerud takes outside. However, I will say this, since I've been a little boy, that's been part of baseball. Guys sitting out to protect that at the end of the year when the games don't mean anything. But this game, the Oakland, California games do mean something.
Well, it's usually guys that aren't that great. I can't believe Robbie Alomar is so concerned about protecting a 300 batting average. This is one of the best players in baseball.
And you know what? There you make a really valid point. Here's a guy who's an MVP caliber player every year. And wherever he goes, whether it's here or Baltimore or Los Angeles, he's going to get great money.
I mean, does it matter if he hits 296?
No.
Rather than 300?
No, I don't think so.
It really cast a bad light on him.
I would think that'd be more to the point. The 1-0 is outside, don't you? It sounds so selfish not to play, and that's true for Ricky. But you know what they say? You know what someone says to you to rebut, and they're right? Somebody will sign him.
Yep.
Meaning they'll get a good contract. We'll get you a station break momentarily. Yankees lead 4-1, bottom of the first, 1-on, 1-out. It'll be a 2-0 pitch to Olerud. Kamenicki deals outside, the count 3-1. Olerud at 290, 8 homers and 53 RBIs. 3-0 pitch. I say 3-1. There is one out and a runner on. Let's see if Olerud has the green light 3-0. He takes a strike on the count 3-1. The last thing the Yankees want is to give up this lead. And if they give up another run or a third run, well, they've given up a huge advantage. Now the stretch by Cammy. And the 3-1 is squibbed foul off the bat and back in the crowd. Let's take 10 seconds for station ID. This is New York Yankees baseball.
Curtis Sliwa, overnights at 2 and Saturday afternoons at 1. Right here on
WABC, New York.
John Sterling, Michael Kay, Yankees baseball. Yankees can clinch a tie for the wild card with a win, and they have a 4-1 lead bottom of the first. Let's see if Molitor is going. No, it plays it safe. The pitch is up high, ball 4, and there are 2 on and 1 out. Here's the tying run at Sprague.
Well, for no-cost second opinion on all your insurance needs, there is a nationwide insurance agent near you. In Bayside, call Steve Dukoff. Steve Dukoff will provide you with a professional second opinion on your insurance needs. Nationwide is on your side.
One thing about Kamenicki, unlike Al Leiter, he struggles in the first inning. It takes him a while to find whatever his rhythm or his control or his familiarity with the mound. And this is not odd, but Kamenicki has pitched very well. His last time out, he beat Detroit 3-1, won 8 innings, 1 run, 5 hits. He struggled in the first inning in that game. Ed Sprague is hitter, and he takes low 1-0. And you can tell that Kamenicki's in trouble. He's behind every hitter.
And this is a guy that you don't want to get behind, because if you put a fastball over the plate, Sprague with 18 home runs will pick up another one and tie the game.
The runners lead first and second. Here's the 1-0 to Sprague. There's the strike. Count 1-1. Molitor at second. He runs very well. Olerud at first. He doesn't run as well. And the Yankees set up and hoping to get 2. With Davis at third, Velarde at short, Kelly at second, Mattingly at first. The outfield bunches Sprague in the gaps and play about straight away. Here's the 1-1, up high fastball, 2-1. Gerald Williams in left, Bernie in center, and Paul O'Neill in right. It should be the Yankees' best defensive outfield. And the guys on the flanks, Gerald and Paul O'Neill, have terrific arms. And Bernie and Gerald have great speed. But another old cliche in baseball, there's no defense against the walk. Pitch, swung on and hit in the air to left field, not deep. Gerald Williams in a step makes the catch, no advance. Not with Gerald's arm, and there's two away. And now here is Sean Green, and so here is a big out for Kamenicki. Can he get out of the inning with a 4-1 lead? Green, a left-hand hitter, has had a very good rookie year. He's hitting at .292, 15 homers and 54 RBIs, and here is a guy, Mike, that Toronto is going to build around. He's a young player with power and a great arm. He really is a right fielder.
Well, they like his game a lot. He showed a great throwing arm at Yankee Stadium in that 4-game set. Look at his numbers, the 15 home runs, the .292 batting average. He's only going to get better as he learns the league. So they took a hit this year, but they feel that they've got themselves a right fielder for a long time.
Kamenicki deals, and the fastball's high, 1-0. Hey, you know, you've heard this other cliche in baseball about a billion times. The most important pitch is strike one. And Kamenicki has been behind every hitter 1-0, except for Gonzalez, who wound up tripling. Molitor leads off second, Olerud off first. Bottom of the first with two out. It'll be a 1-0 to Green. He cuts and misses as Kamenicki threw an off-speed breaking ball. The count 1-1.
Of all the great players that have passed through Toronto, Green has 50 extra base hits this year. That's a new Blue Jay record for a rookie. Damaso Garcia held the previous record. 1980 had 41. That's pretty impressive company.
Kamenicki at the belt. The runner's lead. Pitch is inside, and the count 2-1.
Merriweather not giving the black part of the plate. He's making it the 17 inches of the plate, and that's it, because both pitchers are having balls called right off the outside and inside corners.
And that pitch was pretty close. It'll be a 2-1. Kamenicki to the plate. Caught on and missed, and the count 2-2. If you wonder about last night, California took an early lead, led 4-1, fell behind 6-4 in the fifth, and then came back and won the ball game. I believe 9-6 was the final.
I've become entranced with CNN headline news, watching that scroll.
We all have. The pitch. Line to right field. Coming in O'Neill. He makes the catch. And that ends the inning, and Kamenicki gets out cheaply enough, I guess. 1 run on 2 hits and 2 left at the end of 1 inning of play. 4-1 Yanks.
WABC.
Hey, imagine any 5 numbers from 1 through 80. It could be your lucky number or birth date or anniversary. And you could pick just 1 number or as many as 10. But for now, 5 will do. Okay, you're about to play Quick Draw, the new game from the New York Lottery. Ready? Now, if you were in your favorite restaurant or lounge, this is the part where you would now gaze upward at the Quick Draw monitor, where every 5 minutes, 20 numbers are drawn. So just kind of tilt your head up as if you're looking at something and picture in your mind's eye a TV monitor. Numbers will start popping up on it. Maybe 3, 7, 68, 41, 27. Hike! Just kidding. You get the idea. And if some of your numbers match these numbers, you're a winner. This has been a free sample of Quick Draw. Had it been the real thing, a lot of you would be laughing, cheering, and heck, if you match 10 numbers, you could win up to $100,000. Quick Draw from the New York Lottery. A game this great only comes along once every 5 minutes.
Catch the rhythm. Move your feet to the grown-up playground, right down the street. Nobody beats the wind. Ain't nobody gonna beat the wind. Nobody beats the wind.
This week at Nobody Beats the Wiz is your chance to get the big screen TV you've always wanted. Get an unbelievable new low price on a 41-inch Sony Stereo big screen TV, just $1,555. Enjoy the convenience of a sharp 25-inch TV VCR combo, and you'll love the price. Just $497, a $50 savings. And you'll get great sound, great security, and a $50 price break on a Sony detachable face AM/FM cassette car stereo. It's all happening this week at Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Nobody beats the Wiz. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Wiz.
Some people make him very, very angry. Bob Grant, afternoons on WABC.
Randy Velarde has taken a strike. We begin the second inning. Randy, who led off drawing a walk and scoring. The 0-1 cut out, missed. On a breaking ball, the count 0-2.
I bet you'll see a different Leiter this inning. He won't be as pumped. That's what I meant by excitable ball. He comes out, he's all pumped up against the Yankees, and he still has an affinity for the Yankees, let me tell you. And he overthrows, and he doesn't have control.
The 0-2 to Velarde, up high fastball on the count 1-2. Velarde walked. Bernie Williams singled hard to left between third and short, and Paul O'Neill on a 2-0 pitch hit a long high drive over the center field wall for a 3-run home run. And the Yankees had 3 in the bank immediately. Pitch swung on and popped foul right field side down the line out of play. Late on a fastball, and the Yanks will be late on a lot of this guy's fastballs because Leiter throws hard. Then after Sierra struck out, Stanley doubled down the line and left. Mattingly walked. Gerald Williams singled to load the bases, and the Yankees got 1 on a wild pitch. But then Leiter slammed the door, popping up Davis and striking out Kelly. Pitch is low, and the count 2-2.
And that's why we mentioned the 4 runs were so important, because Kamenicki does struggle in the first inning. Now imagine the pressure that he would have been under if it was 1-0 with runners on first and second. He would have had to pitch completely differently. This way, he still had the 4-1 lead when he gave up the 1.
It'll be a 2-2. It's inside, a breaking ball, and I think it hit him. It did hit him on the foot as the ball broke way down and in. Velarde could not have gotten out of the way, and the Yankees get a base runner, and now Velarde wants to walk it off. It hit him in the foot, and the way Leiter throws, his tootsies are going to be sore. You know, Mike, what really is scary about all this? The amount of wins that the Yankees have had, and here they are still battling for their lives. They've won 9 out of 10. I mean, that's pretty doggone good.
What's really scary is if you think if they just played normal baseball, like let's say 600, they'd be out of it. They'd be packing, reading the hunting and fishing magazines, as Dallas Green used to say, and they'd be heading home tomorrow.
The pitch to Bernie, inside, almost got him. Leiter is all over the joint. Well, I can tell you one thing about it. If you're up against Leiter, you don't exactly dig in, because he throws hard and he is off the plate. You know, to be a genius to call those balls and strikes.
I'll tell you what, this is a strange outing for Leiter. You look at his ERA, a very good one, 3.60. He's looked awful so far.
The 1-0. Fastball high in the count, 2-0. But you can see, though, why people get mesmerized by Al Leiter. Didn't you like that fastball? Said it was out of the zone. Because he has such a fluid motion, and bang, the ball's on top of you. It'll be a 2-0 to Bernie. Velarde leads. And Leiter to the plate. Swung on, hit slowly towards second. Perez fields, throws to first after he tags Velarde in time. And they get the double play. Velarde made a mistake, and when he went down, he banged on the turf. His momentum took him to Perez. He tried to duck down, but was tagged. So a very easy 4-4-3 double play. And who knows if that won't turn Leiter around in this ballgame.
And what Velarde has to do there is either stop so Perez doesn't make the play, or knock Perez over. You're not supposed to hit down on the dirt because you don't do anything to impede the double play. That's why he slapped his hand on the turf, because he wanted to knock Thomas Perez into left field. That's the play there.
The pitch to O'Neill is low. O'Neill hit a 3-run home run in his first time.
Well, it's time for the injury report, and that's brought to you by GHI. GHI, the good news in healthcare. Wade Boggs' left hamstring still bothering him. Yankees would be lucky if he's in the lineup tomorrow. Probably not. Jack McDowell, the upper right part of the back, still sore, although getting better. He was skipped over for today's start by Scott Kamenicki.
The 1-0 fouled away.
Tony Fernandez left knee came out of yesterday's game okay, so he's available for today and probably for tomorrow. Josias Manzanillo will have surgery on his right elbow, although there's no surgeon yet and no date. And Jimmy Key, who's at the ballpark, is out for the season with rotator cuff surgery. He was at the ballpark today, John, at 7:30 in the morning working out.
The 1-1 is swung on and hit in the air to deep center. Carter on the run in deep left center. He makes the catch. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no one left. End of an inning and a half, 4-1 Yanks.
We got the best of America. We got the numbers. We got the pride. The best of America. Oh, what a drive. And oh, what a ride. We got the stars and trucks and cars. We're still not satisfied. Your Ford dealer got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10 counting.
Ford Windstar. It's the hottest selling all-new minivan ever, and it's no wonder. Dual airbags and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes are just a couple of Windstar's 40 standard safety features. And talk about room. Windstar has seating for 7 with lots of space for cargo. Now for a limited time, you can lease a Windstar for an incredibly low payment. See your tri-state quality Ford dealer about his short-term leases and see for yourself.
We got the numbers, that's the fact. We're never gonna give it back. Your Ford dealer got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10 and counting.
Most of us wouldn't dare be without health insurance, yet we all know that in today's economy, thousands of small businesses don't think they can afford a quality health plan. GHI is out to change all that. With a GHI Alliance plan, you control your costs by choosing the plan, having the hospital, medical, prescription, drug, and preventative care benefits that fit your budget. And you and your employees choose the doctors and hospitals you want from GHI's network of over 30,000 participating providers statewide. Or you can go outside the network entirely. It's up to you. Plus, when you need help, GHI service professionals are just a phone call away, as 20,000 New York State businesses already know. Call this number, 1-800-GHI-3330, or contact your insurance broker for rates and details. That's 1-800-GHI-3330. GHI Alliance Plans, the good news in healthcare for small business.
Love her or hate her, she is New York. Lynn Samuels, nights on WABC.
The breaking ball is low to Carlos Delgado. We're underway bottom of the second inning. Yankees with a 4-1 lead. Delgado, a catcher learning to play the outfield. Hitting at 163 in the bigs this year. 3 homers, 11 RBIs. He swings and hits a high fly ball foul down the left field line and out of play. Delgado had a big year in the International League, hitting over 300 with power. He's got the power. There's no question about that. Now, is he going to hit the breaking ball and the off-speed pitch? And also, what position will he play? But the Blue Jays taking a chance on this left-hand power hitter who came up through their system as a catcher. A fastball is inside. The count 2-1. It'll be Delgado, then the catcher Sandy Martinez, another left-hand hitter, and the switch-hitting second baseman Tomas Perez. The 2-1. There's a strike.
One problem with Delgado that they really didn't figure into the equation, he couldn't catch. He literally could not catch the ball. That was a problem with him. He also couldn't hit breaking pitches, so a couple of problems.
The 2-2 outside before Mike gets to the scoreboard. That's one of the great lines that Casey Stengel ever had when the Mets, with their first expansion pick and the draft, picked Hobie Landreth, a veteran catcher, a little lefty hitting catcher. Kamenicki to the wide. Here's the payoff. Swung on and line deep down the right field line, tailing foul into the crowd. That was a breaking ball he went down and got. Anyway, they selected Landreth, and Stengel says simply, you don't have a catcher, you're going to get a lot of pass balls.
And the Blue Jays had a catcher with Delgado, and they were getting a lot of pass balls. So here's the members only, the game you care about. 10:05, Oakland at California. John Wasden 1-0 for the A's. Sean Bosky 7-7 for the Angels.
3-2 fouled away.
8:05, Seattle at Texas. We do not know who the Seattle starter will be. Kevin Gross goes for the Rangers. He's 8-15. The Royals and the Indians, scoreless after 4. Fleming started at 1-5. He injured his left hand, so Melvin Bunch came in the third. Clark in there for Cleveland, 9-7. They're trying for 100 wins. They need 2 more.
Pitch is fouled away third base side.
Tigers and the O's scoreless. Bottom of the second inning at Camden. Bergman 7-9. McDonald 2-6. So McDonald gets a start. Boston scored 4 runs in the top of the first. Milwaukee coming to bat. Maddox 3-1 against Sparks 9-10.
And here's the line by Kamenicki. The 3-2 is lined right at Kelly. One away. He hit a bullet right into Kelly's glove.
We just get word that Brady Anderson just hit a grand slam for the Orioles against Bergman. So the Orioles lead at least 4-0 in the bottom of the second. 7:05 tonight, Minnesota at Chicago. LaTroy Hawkins 2-3 for the Twins. Jason Berre 8-14 for the White Sox. In the National League, Atlanta leads the Mets 1-0. Bottom of the second inning is Shea. Avery 7-13. Dave Malicki 9-7 goes for the Mets. Malicki's had a pretty good year for them.
Sandy Martinez at the hot shot. Grab by Velarde behind the bag at second. Whirls, fires, got him. Beautiful play by Velarde, two-way. Martinez hit it hard. One thing about turf, it does take a true hop, and Velarde made a good pick and then whirled way behind second and fired to first.
2:20 start, Houston at Chicago, so that's just getting underway. Shane Reynolds 10-11 for the Astros. Castillo 11-10 for the Cubs, who are still alive.
And if you're the Houston Astros, you only can ponder what could have been. They have blown their last 3 games all in extra innings, and Colorado keeps on losing.
Colorado will play San Francisco at 3:05 at Coors.
Pitch fouled away.
Mulholland 5-12 goes for the Giants. Billy Swift 8-3 for the Rockies. 10:05 start, Dodgers at San Diego. Hideo Nomo 12-6 goes for LA. Willie Blair 7-5 for the Padres. This game just underway. Pittsburgh at St. Louis. Paul Wagner 5-15 for the Pirates. Alan Bennis 0-2 for the Cards.
Tomas Perez takes a strike, and the count 0-2.
7:05 Philadelphia at Florida. Mike Williams 2-3 for the Phils. John Burkett 14-13 for the Marlins. 7:35 Cincinnati at Montreal. David Wells 6-4 for the Reds. Kurt Reeder 4-3 for the Expos. There's the members only.
The pitch is hit on the ground towards second. Kelly fields, turns, and throws to Mattingly in time. And Kamenicki and the Yanks have a 1-2-3. At the end of 2 innings of play, the Yankees 4, Toronto 1.
WABC.
Breathe that air, huh? I told you it'd be great to take our kids camping.
This'll be terrific. Teach our sons about the beauty of the great outdoors.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm freezing. I want to watch TV.
TV, you're in the woods.
I know. Can we go home now?
I'll tell you, it's not much warmer in my house.
Really, why's that?
Well, my gas heat bill's bigger than the national deficit, so I don't turn it on much.
Hey, Dad, can we send out for pizza?
No one delivers to the woods, Billy. Sorry about your gas heat bills. We have oil heat, so my bills aren't bad at all.
For real?
Yeah. In fact, oil heat's less than gas almost everywhere around here.
But what's that?
Nicky brought his video game.
Oh.
Yeah, we're raising 2 frontiersmen here. Anyway, I've been impressed with the service from my oil heat guy.
I know it's safe, too, right?
Oil heat, absolutely.
Dad, I hate it here.
You know what?
What?
The kids are right. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Economical, efficient, safe oil heat. When you know the facts, you'll agree. Today's oil heat.
It's just better.
Brought to you by the Metropolitan Energy Council.
MCS Cannon presents the possibilities of the game. Here's the situation. There's 2 outs in the 9th inning with the game tied. You come to bat with a chance to win the game. The bases are loaded, but you're 0 for lifetime against the pitcher you're facing. Do you A, be a hero and hit a grand slam even though you only need 1 run? B, tell your coach that you're not feeling well? Or C, lean into the first inside pitch and take it on the shoulder knowing full well that you may be injured? But the winning run scores, making you the tragic hero. We'll be back in a moment with the right answer.
In today's environment, there's no smarter way to equip your office than with Canon technology. And there's no better team to help you access that technology than MCS Canon. We bring you the fastest, most responsive service and system support available, plus a single-minded focus on your company's problems to provide the best teamwork solution. Call 1-800-MCS-COPY and let MCS Canon show you the possibility.
Okay, of all the possibilities, we say be a team player and go with C. Take one for the team and win the game by leaning into the pitch.
We go to the third. Yanks have a 4-1 lead. Leiter to Sierra, as described by Michael Kay.
Thank you, John. The pitch to Sierra. Swung on him, blooped down the right field line. If it ferrets trouble, it is a foul ball. And I think Sierra broke the bat, so he'll go get another piece of lumber. Hey, it's time for the Delta Home Run Inning Contest. If the Yankees hit a home run, Ingrid Sochurik of Hawthorne, New York, can win a pair of round-trip Delta airline tickets to San Francisco, California. If the Yankees hit a grand slam as a first home run, Ingrid can win a Delta Dream Vacation for 2 in the continental United States. courtesy of Certified Vacations. 1 prize per winner, limit 1 winner per 3rd inning. Sierra struck out looking in the first. Outside fastball. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and grounded third base. Fielded there by Sprague on the big hop, and he fires to Olerud, 1 away. 1 down in the third. That'll bring up Stanley. For outerwear in the latest styles and colors, check out the fashions from members only in the men's department at Macy's. If it looks great, feels good, and fits right, it's at Macy's, and it's members only. Stanley doubled down the left field line in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. The average at 270 now. 18 home runs and 83 runs batted in. Yankees lead the Jays 4-1. Top of the 3rd inning. A win will clinch a tie for the wild card. The magic number is 2. Leiter gets the sign from Martinez. Lefty winds, kicks, and deals. Fastball low and inside, 1-0. There's the cutter.
While the American League contenders have been winning, Seattle's won 15 out of 16, the Yankees 9 out of 10, and now the Angels 3 straight. Is really a different story in the National League.
Nobody wants it. The 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0.
Well, they probably want it. They just can't get it. Houston, we mentioned, they've lost 3 straight in extra innings. They've blown leads in every game. 3-0 in the 9th yesterday. For the Dodgers, they had a chance to clinch a tie yesterday. The 2-0, low and inside, 3-0.
And they gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. And the Rockies, they had a chance to go ahead of Houston and tie Los Angeles, and they gave up 5 runs in the top of the 9th.
The 3-0. Checked his swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did, said first base umpire Ted Hendry. It was a cutter on the inside part of the plate, so they gave Stanley the green light. He could not hold up. The 3-1. Inside, so he finally walks him. So he walks Stanley on a 3-1 pitch, a cutter inside, too far inside. That'll bring up Mattingly. Brian tells me that a two-run home run by Biggio, followed up by a solo shot by Bagwell, and the Astros lead that game 3-0 in the first. And the first inning still batting. So the Cubs have yet to come to bat. Cubs have made an impressive run. Mattingly walked in the first inning, his 39th walk of the season, hitting .287, 6 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Olerud holds on Stanley. The pitch to Mattingly. There's a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. I never understood, John, with a lefty batter up, you'd like to protect the line a little bit, give your first baseman some maneuverability. Why would you hold on Stanley?
Why would you hold on Stanley? I can't imagine under any conditions Stanley running.
The 0-1. Swung on and blooped into right field. Coming on is Green, still coming on, and he makes the play on the run. Stanley was halfway, hustles back to first, 2-away. 10-second station identification. This is New York Yankees baseball.
Jim Hightower, Saturday nights at 9, right here on Talk Radio 77.
WABC, New York.
Here's Gerald Williams. He singled to left field, really through the left side of the infield in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. He was 1 for his last 10 coming into the game. So now he's at 247, 6 home runs and 28 runs batted in. And his numbers really don't tell the story of how much he's contributed this year. The pitch to Williams. Swung on, line drive to left field. Coming on is Delgado. He plays it on the hop, kicks it in front of him. Stanley will stop at second. Gonzalez will field the rebound off the glove of Delgado. That'll be a base hit for Gerald Williams. And again, we said this at the beginning. The matchup of Leiter against Williams is a good one for Williams because he doesn't have to worry about any change of speed or any great change of plane.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mike. I think he has hit 2 balls very hard. I think that's also true of Russ Davis. He has a very quick, short swing, and he doesn't have to worry about some big off-speed breaking ball. And I'm not saying he's going to hit one, because you can't predict that. But if Leiter makes a mistake and Davis hits it hard, he'll hit it out. He has home run power. He has a terrific swing.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The pitch, fastball up and away, 1-0. Davis popped to second. That was in the first. So he's 0 for 1.
You know, Mike, I had trouble sleeping last night. I was so keyed up after the win, and we're playing some things that I said. You know, you blab on the air.
The 1-0, swung and a miss. Great breaking pitch, diving down and in, 1-1.
Well, that was a great slider by Leiter. He probably ought to throw that pitch a lot more. And, you speak extemporaneously when doing these broadcasts. And after the single by Mattingly, I said, well, the Yankees now have a single. Now they need the proverbial bloop and a blast to tie the game. The Yankees were 3 runs down.
The 1-1. High, 2-1.
You know what? They actually, in a way, got that. They did get a walk to Leyris, but then they got the bloop, which in this case was the double play ball botched by Gonzalez. And obviously they got the blast by Pat Kelly, and you couldn't find a least expected source to hit the home run.
Kelly is on deck. The 2-1, swung on a chop foul outside of third. It's 2-2. I replayed some of the things that I said, lying in bed, and one of the things that I had replayed even walking down to the clubhouse, I said, gee, that was shades of Bucky Dent. Maybe that was too much. And all the columnists that are here from New York wrote that it was just like Bucky Dent.
Well, I did talk to a lot of the writers, and they said, we were all saying in the press box, how could he not pinch hit? Because we were pinch hitting everyone on the roster.
The 2-2, breaking pitch in the dirt, check swing by Davis. They say he went around. Martinez fires to first, and that'll do it for the Yankees here in the third. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. At the end of 2.5, Yankees 4 and the Blue Jays 1.
Tap your feet, tap the spirit, tap the beat. Anytime you hear it, tap the Rockies, Coors Light. Tap the Rockies, Coors Light.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. When you want a beer this fresh and true, let the mountain come to you.
Let the day be good, let it never end. Let the good sun grow, let me be your friend. Let the mountain come to you. Tap the Rockies, Coors Light. Tap the Rockies, Coors Light.
Coors Light is shipped cold to bring you a beer that's fresh and true. Tap into a Coors Light and let the ice-cold mountain come to you.
Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
In the city that never sleeps, it's business that sets the pace. From the companies whose doors open before the rising of the sun, to the bright lights of offices still hard at work late into the evening. And should the never-ending demands of that working world take you across the Atlantic, there is one airline that can keep pace with business, Delta Airlines. With more non-stops from JFK to more European cities than any other airline in the world. We can fly you to the business centers of Germany and Italy, France, Denmark, and beyond. And when it's time to return, rest assured Delta will be there to bring you back again. To the city that's waiting for you, wide awake. Delta Airlines.
Talk about the news. We don't repeat it over and over again. 77 WABC.
Kamenicky deals to Gonzalez, a curveball strike in the inside corner, 0-1. Gonzalez tripled over the head of Bernie Williams in the first inning. Later came around to score the Blue Jays' only run. We're at the bottom of the third inning. The Yankees lead 4-1. The pitch to Gonzalez. A fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Gonzalez hitting .247, 10 home runs, and 42 runs batted in.
One other thing that everyone you talked to last night, after last night's game, was in complete agreement.
The 0-2 just missed low on a fastball 1-2. Looked like it was right over the plate.
It certainly did. It was that you've never seen a better double play ball than the one that Randy Velarde hit with first and second, no one out.
The 1-2 swung on and grounded to shortstop. Velarde right there. Fields and fires to Mattingly, and they get Gonzalez for the first out of the inning.
Buck said that could have been a triple play. I mean, if the ball had been hit to third, it could have been a triple play. It was just, not only was it hit hard and in the lane right to the shortstop, but the ball was right on the turf. It wasn't bouncing at all, and all of a sudden it bounded off the the glove of Gonzalez, and the Yankees caught a break, and to give them credit, they cashed in on the break.
You know, that pitch right there that Kamenicki threw on the 0-2 to Gonzalez was the exact pitch he wanted to throw on 1-2, but he hung the 1-2 pitch. This one dived down and away. Gonzalez beat it into the ground. That's what Kamenicki wanted the last time. Here's Molitor. He swings and grounds one inside the third base bag and down the line, base hit. He makes a turn at first. He'll go to second. Fielding is Gerald Williams, and he'll fire into Randy Velarde. So Molitor's on with a one-out double. So Molitor is 2 for 2, and it shows you really can't be married to stats, unless if you're Dwayne Stats' wife. But Molitor was 4 for 44 coming into this game against the Yankees this year, and now he's 2 for 2. So you just can't read stats and say, well, that's it 100%. That's the way to go. Not always the case.
No, as the Yankees proved, trailing by 3 runs in the 9th inning in the last 341 games.
Yes. Here's Joe Carter. He skied to left. That was in the first inning. Hitting .255, the pitch. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Velarde right there, making the call and the catch for the second out of the inning. Hey, Yankee fans, when you're in the mood for great Italian food, make sure you visit 2 of my favorite restaurants.
What are they?
They're Stiga's in Scarsdale and Bedford Hills, or the 8 Peach and Brew locations in Westchester and Rockland. Now, if you'd like to call, 914-472-1032 is the number. That is a great thing. It's a great place to call if you're settling down and you want to watch some Sunday football, or if you want to listen to the Yankee game tomorrow. Order some pizza and brew and settle in.
No, you wouldn't do a thing like that.
No, not me. Only every Sunday of the football season. Here's John Olerud. The pitch. Right down the middle. Strike one, 0-1. Yankees 4 runs on 5 hits. And the Jays 1 run on 3 hits. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Skydome. The Yankee magic number is 2. A win in this game clinches at least a tie and assures them of at least a playoff game on Monday. The 0-1. Low and inside, 1-1. Yankee fans, now you can catch the Bombers on the internet at www.yankees.com. You can order video subscriptions, check out the new Stadium Viewer, read up on Yankee history and more. That's the Yankees on the internet at www.yankees.com. The 1-1, swung on and sliced foul, left side into the seats. It's 1-2. The roof is open. It's a beautiful day here in Toronto. Pretty big crowd on hand. I'd say a crowd of about 45,000. The stadium, a cacophony of blue. Except for the artificial turf, which is a worn-out green. All the seats, the fence, everything's blue. The 1-2, swung on a miss, breaking pitch diving down and in on the hands of Olerud, and he's down swinging. For the Jays, no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 3 full, Yankees 4, Blue Jays 1.
WABC.
Hello, all you cyberspace cowboys and wannabe wireheads. I'm Mr. Wiz, here to give you the good word on today's hottest computers. Let's go to the phones. Hello.
Are you the young man who knows everything about computers?
I am the master of Megabyte, the Duke of Disk Drive.
Is it true nobody beats the Wiz has a great computer selection?
My dear, imagine yourself surrounded by myriad power-packed Pentium contenders from IBM, Compaq, Packard Bell, ravished by cutting-edge notebooks from Apple, Toshiba, and NEC, the mistress of a Digital Equipment Corporation groundbreaking PC.
It all sounds very exciting.
Exciting? It's stupendous. Peripherals to make your head spin, software for days, computer classes.
When can I go?
Immediately. Nobody beats the Wiz has everyday low prices that guarantee a great buy today and every day.
Hello.
Ma'am, what are you still doing on the line?
What do you mean, peripherals?
That, my dear, is another show. Sayonara, netheads. I'm Mr. Wiz, reminding you that when you want a personal computer, nobody beats the Wiz.
This is Tom Seaver with a story of another small business winning big in New York with Chemical Bank. It was 1946, and William Greenberg was coming home from war with a simple idea and the determination to make it work.
I started selling cookies in the 7th grade, and I knew desserts would be my life. With some lucky wartime poker, I got home with enough money to open a real bakery, and that's just what I did.
Today, Greenberg Desserts is much more than a real bakery. It's a New York institution, and when William's son Seth decided to expand from retail to wholesale and mail order, Chemical helped their sweet dreams come true.
We wanted a bank that understood small business, and Chemical came through for us. They do it every day.
The Greenbergs know what it means to aim for the top. That's why they're in Tom Seaver's Small Business Hall of Fame. Because to make it in this town, you gotta have a dream. And you gotta have a bank that shares it.
Chemical Bank and Chemical Bank, New Jersey. Expect more from us.
Kelly leads off the top of the fourth inning. Looks at a first pitch strike from Al Leiter. Kelly struck out in the first inning. Was gunned down after the ball was dropped 2-3. So he's 0 for 1. The 0-1. Low 1-1. If Kelly doesn't get a hit the remainder of the year, he's made his contribution to this Yankee season. The 1-1. Swung on and grounded to third base. Sprague right there behind the cutout. He fields and fires to Olerud. One away. Back to the top of the Yankee order, and Velarde.
Well, Pat Kelly, as you know, Mike, is an awfully nice guy who does not take himself very seriously, the way so many of us do in life, and he reacted very well. And I said, we had everybody pinch hitting for you. He said, I don't mind that at all,
Hey, his own teammates had everybody pinch hitting for him.
Absolutely. And everyone had a different guy.
The pitch to Velarde is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. We were playing around with the idea of Boggs. Boggs could not pinch hit yesterday. He could not walk. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and sliced foul first base side, 0-2.
When I hear the thoughts that, could Boggs play? Does Buck want to play him? Does Buck want to play him? The guy's hitting .330. He desperately wants to play him. You don't think Buck Showalter, who only has spent about 18 hours a day since the first day of scab ball, wants to win? But Boggs can't play. He physically cannot play.
The 0-2. Swung on a miss. Great breaking pitch, diving down and in on Velarde, and Leiter looks like he's picked up his stuff. And that means that Kamenicki better keep the Blue Jays right at 1.
Maybe I'll ask someone in the leave here and ask someone in the press box. Leiter's thrown a lot of pitches. He has the capacity to throw a lot of pitches.
Well, he's got all the winter the rest, that's for sure. Here's Bernie Williams. He is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first, and then wrapped into a 4-4-3 double play in the second. Carter is also shallow for Bernie Williams, which I do not get. Shallow in center field. Bernie Williams could hit a ball over his head several times a game if he played him there all the time. And if he got the right pitch, they're really tempting fate. The fastball is low, 1-0. Blue Jays in their home white uniform pants and the royal blue top with Blue Jays in white across the chest and print. The Blue Jay logo on the left side underneath the word Jays. A royal blue cap with the Blue Jay logo on the front. The 1-0 swung on and fouled away first base side, 1-1. The Blue Jay logo is a baseball, and on the baseball, superimposed on the baseball, is a Blue Jay with a big nose, and one of the feathers sticking out of the head of the Blue Jay is a red maple leaf. On the back of the uniform, the name in white letters and the numbers in white. The 1-1, low and inside, 2-1. Blue Jays also have a uniform top, a white uniform top, and they also wear this blue uniform top on the road, so it's interchangeable. They usually use it in afternoon games. The 2-1 to Bernie. Swung on and fouled back, 2-2. The Yankees are in their traditional road grays with New York in print across the chest in dark navy blue, outlined in white. Same thing with the numbers on the back. On the left sleeve, a black armband and a black number 7 in honor of the late Mickey Mantle. And the Yankee cap is a dark navy blue with the interlocking white NY on the front. Bernie steps out. Top of the fourth inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Yankees lead 4-1 over the Jays. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Another must-win for the Yankees. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and chopped to shortstop. Moving over is Gonzalez to his left. He fields and fires to Olerud. And a 1-2-3 inning for Leiter and the Jays. At the end of 3 1/2, it's the Yankees 4 and the Blue Jays 1.
We're here at the ballpark asking fans to try the amazing taste of Mystic all-natural fruit beverages. Your name, sir?
Larry.
All right, Larry. Would you take a drink of Mystic Tropical Fruit Punch?
Let's see, this is non-carbonated, right?
Right.
I hate bubbles. They make me burp, you know?
Just taste it, Larry.
I'm glad Mystic doesn't have stuff in the bottom like that other drink.
Just taste it, Larry.
Mystic is all natural, right?
Right.
I'm careful about what I put in my body.
Just taste it, Larry.
Oh, I see this Mystic has real fruit flavors and juice.
Mystic all-natural fruit beverages are thirst-quenching crowd pleasers, and just one taste is all it takes.
Just taste it, Larry.
Okay, I'll taste the Mystic. Hey, this Mystic tastes amazing. But why didn't someone tell me sooner?
Mystic tastes good, doesn't it?
Look for the amazing taste of Mystic all-natural fruit drinks and real brewed iced teas at your favorite store.
This summer, countless people will flock to sunny Orlando, Florida. Now, maybe not all of them are coming just to visit Rudy Zelznak's Amoco station, but Rudy does have each of his high-quality Amoco gasolines at the same price, cash or credit. And at Rudy's, you can pay right at the pump. Why drive all the way across America to stop at Amoco when there's one right in the neighborhood? Well, why would a grown adult have his picture taken wearing mouse ears? Because it's just plain fun, that's why. Same price, cash or credit, at participating Amoco stations.
You know, I remember when a lot of these guys were in the minor leagues.
Yeah, the kids grow up fast.
Speaking of kids, have you heard of Parents Magazine Simply Kids? A new software program that helps record your child's first words, first steps, and more.
What do I have to do to get this?
Just call 1-800-225-3237. Tell them the Yankees sent you, and you'll pay only $19.95. That's half the retail price. 1-800-225-3237. Parents Magazine Simply Kids from 4 Home Productions. Lifestyle software made easy.
Ed Sprague leads off the bottom of the 4th inning, and Kamenicki has started him off with a breaking pitch outside. So Sprague up 1-0. The Yankees are up 4-1. Sprague 0 for 1, the 1-0. Swung on and chopped the third base. Russell Davis right there. Fields and fires to Mattingly. Fires a strike. One away here in the 4th. The New York Yankees are brought to you in part by your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers with 5 of the 10 bestsellers. See your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer and see for yourself. Here's Sean Green.
You know, the comments I'm going to make now come from being allowed to get on the field. And I was here early, and I walked the ballpark. I was in the bullpens. I climbed up where the pitches stay. I was in the... when you climb down to go into the warm-up area of the bullpens.
Pitch to Green, swung on a miss. Good breaking pitch. I think it was a change by Kamenicki, and Green way out in front.
But Russ Davis just fielded a ball there off the turf. It hit the side of the turf where the cutout is, and he had to have pretty quick hands. The ball went down, and this turf, the 0-1,
swung on and driven deep to left field. Going back is Gerald Williams. Still back. He has room, and he makes the play right on the lip of the warning track for the second out of the inning. He makes tough plays seem routine. That was not an easy play.
It just took the words out of me mouth. One thing about Gerald, you love to see him play the outfield because he's as good as any Yankee outfielder. Anyway, usually you hear this about football. This turf is terrible, and the players all tell you that. When I walked on it, it looks pretty on TV. It looks smooth and green, a billiard table. It's not. When you walk on it, there are pieces that fit ill pieces. Believe me, I've had a lot of bachelor apartments with junk in them. I know you won't believe that.
I don't, not for a second. Here's Delgado. Pitch to Delgado, fastball strike, 0-1.
Well, believe me, you have this piece of this and this piece of a carpet here, and that's where this is horrible. You really could see how you could get hurt, especially in football or something like this.
The 0-1. Breaking pitch low and inside, 1-1. And what John's talking about is they pieced the turf out on there because they turned the stadium around for other events.
And it's jagged. I mean, you have a piece here, and then there's another piece there, and there's a seam in between where your spike could get caught or your cleats could get caught.
The 1-1. Fastball up and in, 2-1. Kamenicki throwing the ball hard.
I think that's what's happened to Kajana Carter, by the way. But you can just see how someone could really get hurt. And anyway, this turf is terrible. It's very worn. And also they have the 2-1, swung on and missed. Another good changeup on the outside part of the plate. Delgado way out in front, 2-2. Anyway, they're very poor pieces. It made me think of it after I walked on the turf all around the ballpark today because Davis fielded that ball, and that was a pretty good play.
The Argonauts play here, and their field runs from home plate to center field. The 2-2 swung on and lined to right field. That's going to be a base hit. O'Neill cuts over toward the line. He fields, and Delgado gets a 2-out single. How good does Delgado feel? Well, after he lined out in the second, he was 0 for his last 24. So that's got to make him feel pretty good. The last thing you want to do, John, is take an 0 for 20-something into the offseason and think about it the entire offseason. So he just got that off his back with that single. Here's Sandy Martinez. Martinez grounded a short. That was in the second. Yankees lead 4-1. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning here at Skydome in Toronto, Ontario. The pitch. Breaking ball strike inside corner. Good pitch, 0-1.
It's funny how Kamenicki is able to settle down and get command of his pitches and how much he struggles in the first couple of innings.
He sets right around the belt, and he deals the 0-1. Way inside, and Martinez jackknifes out of the way, 1-1.
I'll give you some of the members only, as much as we can fit in, and finish it in the fifth. Oakland's in California for the game the Yankees will try to find out about late tonight. Begins at 10 Eastern Time. Rookie John Wasden, 1-0 for the A's. Sean Bosky, a right-hander for the Angels.
The 1-1, swung and missed again. Another good changeup outside part of the plate, 1-2. Martinez way out in front.
Seattle against Texas. Seattle can clinch the West with a win. They haven't announced their starting pitcher yet. Kevin Gross will go for Texas.
Kamenicki sets at the belt, and the 1-2. In the dirt, blocked beautifully by Stanley. Keeps it in front of him, throws away the mask, but staying anchored at first is Delgado. So a 2-2 count.
Kansas City leads Cleveland 2-0 at the end of 5.5 in Cleveland on a 2-run home run by Tom Goodwin. It's Melvin Bunch against Mark Clark. Baltimore leads Detroit 4-0 at the end of 2.5 at Camden Yards. Sean Bergman's been knocked out. Ben Bloomdahl is in. Ben McDonald for Baltimore. Brady Anderson at a grand slam. Did you see that Sparky is going to announce his, I don't want to say retirement because he's going to manage somewhere else. But anyway, he's announcing that he's leaving the Tigers.
Did he confirm that? Or are they just...
He hasn't called me yet, but that's the conjecture.
The 2-2. Swung and a missed. Another changeup, and again, Martinez way out in front. Kamenicki looks sharp. No runs a hit, no errors, and one left. At the end of 4 full, Yankees 4, Blue Jays 1.
WABC.
Any car can get you out to the ball game, but to visit places where you're not fenced in, we suggest a 95 Nissan Pathfinder. With available four-wheel drive, the Pathfinder can take you just about as far away from home base as you could possibly want to go. And along the way, you'll enjoy a level of savings and comfort not even found in one of those pricey luxury boxes. Those who qualify can even get a great lease on a 4x4 Pathfinder with an 8-speaker AM/FM sound system, air conditioning, cruise control, and power, well, just about everything included. What's more, your Nissan dealer is more than willing to play ball with terrific new deals and incredible low leases on 95 Pathfinders. So stop by your nearest Nissan showroom soon and leave with a car that can take you anywhere at a price or lease that's definitely in your ballpark. Details on aggressive Pathfinder lease terms are in this Sunday's newspaper. Offer ends soon. Nissan, it's time to expect more from a car.
Gotta go to Moe's. Gotta go to Moe's, yeah. Gotta go to Moe's. Yeah.
The word out on the street is Milek, and no one's got more Milek deck and street hockey equipment than Modell's. For Milek sticks, blades, balls, pucks, goals, and gear, you gotta go to Moe's.
Gotta go to Moe's. Gotta go to Moe's, yeah. Gotta go to Moe's.
There I was, staring down the competition, knowing they couldn't touch me, thinking how we never lose. Turning away to make the play, realizing there's always a price to pay at moments like these. There were so many choices, but I had a warm feeling of confidence. My blood was pumping with anticipation. I knew the roar of the crowd would soon fill my ears. There were visions of all the great players surrounding me. Then I did it. Turning quickly and with precision, I turned on my Nobody Beats the Wiz home theater system. It feels good to win. Nobody beats the Wiz. An imagination he can't control. Lionel, mornings on WABC.
Paul O'Neill leads out the fifth inning. The pitch by Leiter is a fastball outside, 1-0. Yankees lead 4-1, 4 runs on 5 hits, and the Blue Jays 1 run on 4 hits. The Yankee magic number is 2, and here's the magical one himself, John Sterling.
And Al Leiter deals 1-0 outside. O'Neill hit a big 3-run home run in the first inning, then fly to center. Leiter had all kinds of trouble. The Yankees scored 3 runs before an out was recorded. They had 4 runs in, 1 out, second and third, and since then Leiter has settled down as you knew he would. And he deals 2-0 to O'Neill. Low. The 2-0 pitch that Leiter threw in the first inning ended up being a 3-run homer.
You know what we should tell the listeners? There's a possibility the Yankees will be in the playoffs. Tickets are going very fast for the first 2 games of the division series.
The 3-0 is low. O'Neill is on. That's true. I asked Marty Naughton and the senior vice president, Arthur Richmond, and they hate to give you a number for an obvious reason. They don't want to scare people off. But if you want, let's say the Yankees are there. If they're not there, you get your money back. But let's say they are there. They're going to play Tuesday and Wednesday evenings against Seattle. And there aren't a whole lot of tickets. So if you want to go to the game, you better get tickets.
And the Yankee advanced ticket window is open right now, and they're open tomorrow as well. I think tomorrow is the last day you could buy for the division series at the Yankees advanced ticket windows. I assume if there's some left, they might open it on Monday. But really, the point we're trying to make, tickets are going a lot faster than people thought they would. So if you want to go, you better get your tickets now.
There is a strike to Ruben Sierra. You know, Mike, one thing, I think it was buoyed by the win last night. That was a magical win. Hard-bitten newspaper guys who are very often at odds with the teams they cover, or adversarial, let's say. The pitch to Sierra swung on and popped up to right field. Sean Green comes in toward the line. He's there to make the catch and has one away. So Sierra flies out to right. He's 0 for 3, and here's Stanley. And Mike, I mean, a lot of them are your buddies in the days when you were a writer, and so many of them came to me, what a win, what a home run by Kelly, on and on and on. I mean, everyone was caught up. Not that they're rooting for the Yankees, but how can you not be caught up in that kind of a game?
And if they're caught up, then you know that their stories reflect that, and that will catch up the fans even further. I think the fans are caught up anyway. I was a little disappointed that more didn't turn out the games the Yankees had on the homestand, but I'm sure if the playoffs start, the fans will be there. And we can tell because the ratings for radio and TV are way up, so the interest is there.
Stanley cuts and fouls it off. Strike 1. Well, I think it would be there anyway. I think it would be there if the Yankees were up by 5 games at this point. But that's going down where every out is gut-wrenching. And Kelly, it's a home run in the 9th. Well, that is Bucky Dentish. I'm sorry. And that's going to be remembered for a while. So I think that is serving as a little bit of a catalyst, extra catalyst. Stanley doubled to left to use walk. Leiter has walked 4 in the game. O'Neill at first with 1 of them. 1 on, 1 out. Yankees with a 4-1 lead in the 5th pitch. Fastball high by Leiter. Now the count 1-1. Picking up on the old scoreboard. At the end of 2.5 in Milwaukee, boy, the Brewers have had the worst finish you've ever heard of. Boston leads the Brewers 5-0. Mike Maddox and Steve Sparks. And tonight, Minnesota's in Chicago. LaTroy Hawkins and Jason Barre. The pitch to Stanley. Line right off the third baseman's glove. Sprague to left field. Yankees get a break. And O'Neill to second. That has to be an error. It was hit like a bullet. But let's face it was right in the glove of Sprague, and it hit off the thumb of the glove and ricocheted to left field. Well, we'll see how they score, but gee, that has to be an error. It is. Now let's see if the Yankees can take advantage of this error. They have 2 on and 1 out. Here's Mattingly, who has walked and fly to right. In the National League, Houston scored 3 in the first, as Mike told you, on homers by Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell. They're 21st and 20th, respectively. Shane Reynolds and Frank Castillo. Houston trails Colorado by a game for the wild card, and they've lost 3 straight in extra innings, blowing leads in every one of the games. And I mean leads in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th innings. The stretch by Leiter. He holds the set, now deals to Mattingly, and there's a strike, a fastball on the inside. 0-1. Mattingly has walked and fly to right. San Francisco, Colorado this afternoon. Terry Mulholland against Billy Swift. Colorado leads Houston by a game. And they trail Los Angeles by a game. The exact situation that we have in the American League. Leiter deals, pitches, hit in the air to left field. Fairly deep. Back goes Delgado. Back. He makes the catch. No advance. And they're 2-away. Mattingly hit it within a couple of feet of the track, and Delgado made the grab, so 2 down. And if the Yanks are to score, he'll take a hit from Gerald Williams, who is 2 for 2. The Yankees, if you're wondering, trail Seattle by a game. And our game ahead of California. At the end of 3 in Shea today, Atlanta at the Mets, and the Braves lead at 2-0. Steve Avery and Dave Malicki. By the way, L.A. plays San Diego tonight. Hideo Nomo and Willie Blair. Pittsburgh at St. Louis, scoreless end of 1. Paul Wagner and Alan Bennis in that game. And tonight, Phillies in Florida, Mike Williams and John Burkett. Cincinnati's in Montreal, David Wells and Kirk Reeder. Sandy Martinez went out and had a little chat with Leiter. And you know the curveballs, the big breaking ball that bedeviled Russ Davis, a hard pitch is up and in, 1-away, 1-0. You would think that's what they'll throw Gerald Williams. They'll go to the slider, try to get it down to his ankles. He has hit a couple of cutters to left field for base hits. Yankees need a 2-out hit to score a run. O'Neill has decent speed, and he would have a pretty good chance to score. Although if Gerald hit a line drive right at the right fielder, Sean Green, on a hop, he might have trouble scoring. Green has a very good arm. The stretch. And 1-0 inside corner strike. Good pitch by Leiter, and the count 1-1. For outerwear in the latest styles and colors, check out the fashions from Members Only in the men's department at Stearns. If it looks great, feels good, and fits right, it's at Stearns, and it's Members Only. O'Neill at second, Stanley at first. 2 out, top the 5th. The Yankees with a 4-1 lead. All the runs in the first inning. Leiter deals. Grounded foul. There's a big curveball. And Gerald fouled it away. And the count 1-2. Albert Bell just capped off in the regular season a fabulous season. He becomes one of a select group who've ever hit 50 home runs in the season. How do you like this? Albert Bell did it in 144 games. He hit his 50th today. Good for him. Leiter deals. Swung on and popped up to center field. Carter back. Glove up to shade him from the sun, and he makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left at the end of 4.5, 4-1 Yanks.
Technology is taking you to new levels, but nothing will take you farther than the technology in the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, because the new Grand Cherokee is loaded with major technological advancements.
This is New York Yankees baseball. Yankee baseball, every game all season long, right here on Talk Radio's 77.
Tomas Perez takes a pitch up high, 1-0, and we're underway, bottom of the 5th. Perez, a little switch hitting second baseman, shortstop, batting left-handed, has grounded to second today. Kamenicki deals, and the pitch is fouled late, third base side. Jeff Bradley just points out the note on the board. Yeah, Brian told me, and I mentioned on the air last inning, what an achievement for Albert Bell. Very quickly, Jeff, let's talk about that. 50 homers, and this is not a 162-game season. 144. Pitch, breaking ball low.
I think a lot of the offensive numbers put up this year are really astounding. I mean, the number of guys with not only 100 RBIs, but well into the hundreds, and 40 home run seasons. It's been a year sort of like last year.
The pitch is fouled on the line down the third base line in the seats, and the count 2-2. And speaking of home runs, what a magical night for the Yankees. And Pat Kelly, who's a really good guy and has been having a very tough time, but ever since the wrist surgery, hit the biggest home run of his career.
Yeah, he evoked a lot of thoughts of Bucky Dent in 1978.
The 2-2, breaking ball low, and the count 3-2. You don't want to walk him. The top of the order is coming up.
Really thought he put together a great at-bat. And I said to Pat, you know, when you have a 2-2 count and you're fouling off pitches, is it almost a shock when the ball does click off your bat and you know you've hit it? And he says, yeah. He said, you know, he was thinking about hitting the ball to right center. Next thing you know, he got a pitch he could pull.
The 3-2 is bounced to deep third, foul. Foul, I believe. It is foul. He's raising foul. Now what's he calling? So Perez has to come back. The ball was over the head of Russ Davis, chopped off the turf, and it was called foul by Dermot Merrill. Well, Perez started to run, and Merrill kept raising his hands like he was signaling a touchdown. And finally, people said, yes, it is foul. Well, can you imagine how good he must have felt going around the bases?
Yeah, it must have been an amazing feeling for Kelly. And like you said, it's been a struggle this year for him. And, you know, it got to the point where Velarde really had sort of muscled his way into the lineup in his spot, and the at-bats have been few and far between, especially against righty pitching. But last night he came through.
The 3-2 is high, ball 4. So Kamenicki ominously walks the leadoff man, a light hitter, Gomez Perez. Here's Alex Gonzalez, who's tripled and grounded to short, a right-hand hitter with Molitor and Carter and Olerud on deck.
Games like that really send sports writers scurrying, because we have to have a story done the instant the game ends. So you devote all your creativity and energy towards what appeared to be
the story.
A very difficult loss for the Yankees, and where were they going to go to watch to see what their situation would be tonight? Who would pitch for the Yankees today?
Fastball high.
And then, just like that, the Yankees get a couple base runners. Kelly gets a cut fastball, gets his bat out, and the ball's going over the fence, and you're staring at your computer, and you've written nothing that is pertinent. And you have to have about 2 or 3 minutes to completely change a story.
The pitch is a strike. You know, you don't think about that. You only think about the big game, the big story, but you have to do it quickly after that. And you're right. You're writing a whole thing about Guzman, Castillo coming in, and all of a sudden, the single walk and that big error by Gonzalez opens the door. And then, of all people, Pat Kelly, it's a home run. Just amazing. We gave all the stats, Jeff. The pitch is a strike on the inside. The count 1-2. Now, the Yankees hadn't come back in the 9th inning in 61 straight games, going back to last year, and with a 3-run deficit over 340 games, or whatever the stats are. Isn't that amazing? And it tells you about this baseball. Inexplicable.
But that's the beauty, though, of writing that game on deadline, is having to change around like that. That's the excitement of the business.
Pitch, cut on a miss. Fastball up. Gonzalez strikes out, so Kamenicki really battles back and gets Gonzalez. Now here is Paul Molitor. Well, you know what, Jeff, what we've been saying on the air, and I guess I wish I could have read the New York papers today. Saturday's normally a slow newspaper day, but this must have been fantastic. But the Yankees haven't gotten there yet. And look what they've done. They've won 9 out of 10. Can you imagine if they had just played great baseball instead of utterly fabulous baseball? It's just amazing. How do you know what's going to happen in the season?
Yeah, it's another thing that's a little bit reminiscent of '78 is that all of a sudden California has found their bats again and are hanging in there.
Molitor threatens bunt and takes a strike.
And it could be the same deal where the Yankees have to play the Angels in a tie-breaking game. But this one will be at Yankee Stadium, not at Fenway Park.
And it could be, because remember in that year, a left-hander, I believe, named Rick Waits, stopped the Yankees in the final game of the year.
Beat Catfish Hunter.
Well, and Cleveland was a terrible team. The breaking ball is low, but, you know, that's not baseball. Bad teams can beat good teams because the guy pitching pitches well. It'll be a 1-1 to Molitor. Any thoughts, Jeff, that you have, not about today? Kamenicki in the set, and he deals. It gets behind Stanley and goes back to the screen, and on to second goes Perez. Now we'll see how they score it, but it got by Stanley low to the outside. It did not look like it hit the dirt, but of course we're blocked by the catcher. We'll see how they score it. But a runner in scoring position now for 2 great hitters, Molitor and Carter. I don't think that Buck had a lot of choices today, because McDowell's not ready, and Hitchcock didn't want pitching in 3 days rest. How about tomorrow?
I think tomorrow is sort of what we discussed last night. I think if they have a 1-game lead, we see Sterling Hitchcock. I think if somehow this becomes a tie, if the Yankees lose and California wins, I think we see David Cohn.
Kamenicki deals. Molitor, it's a ground ball to short. Velarde throws to first in time. Now Perez went with the ball hitting just behind him. And Velarde might have had a play, but you don't take that chance. You get the out. Perez at third. You hope there's no more wild pitches. And here is Joe Carter. How did they score that? Or have
They scored that a wild pitch.
They did.
It hit the dirt. It was a breaking pitch that he got on top of a little bit too much and bounced before he could get the glove down. This is Stanley, and it's a wild pitch. So now they have to get Carter out with a man on third. We were talking about how, writers are somewhat, I was there, somewhat of a jaded lot. It's hard to excite writers because they've seen it all. They've been there for so long. But would you say that last night's game?
Carter hits a high pop-up behind the plate. Stanley back, but he does not have a play. And so it's just a strike and the count 0-1.
Would you say last night's game was thrilling for a guy who's covered a lot of games like you?
It's funny. You try to explain to people, and without getting into too much sports writing jargon, it's thrilling when I have a chance to come back and think about what happened in that game and rewrite the story, which is for the edition of the paper that maybe people get in New York City. But I'll tell you, on deadline, my stomach is doing somersaults because I have got to get something in the paper, and I have written a Yankees lose story from top to bottom.
The pitch, Carter fouls it back, and that's understandable. Mike and I kidded each other last night about putting down the totals early. But, you have to do it. You have to make preparation.
I have no choice. I mean, because as soon as that game is done, this, Mike, the story's got to be in.
It's called a running story. That's what Jeff's talking about now.
It'll be an 0-2 to Carter. Perez off third with 2 outs. Pitch missed outside. They waste it. And the count 1-2.
I sort of felt like the Albert Brooks character in broadcast news. I was sweating profusely because I really wanted to write a good story, but you know what you're up against in terms of time, and you're trying to get as much detail in and try to let the fans back home know what a huge hit this was and put it in its proper light and perspective.
The 1-2 outside. And so the count evens at 2-2 on the dangerous Joe Carter. Carter 0 for 2. He's flied to left, popped to short. Yankees lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. All the runs in the game in the first inning. Well, Jeff, it just adds to this topsy-turvy, nutsy season that began with scab ball and just seeing the Yankees take 2 terrible trips out west. Now they're within 2 games. Pitch swung on and popped up. Foul. Out of play.
That's why writers love afternoon games, John, because you really don't have to do a running, and you can sit there and watch the game and enjoy it and massage yourself into a nice right-through.
Yeah, all we have to do today is all our stuff for the special sections that are going to come out on Monday if the Yankees and Mariners or Yankees and whoever are in the playoffs. It's fun. It's a fun time of year, and we do get excited by the team doing well.
Pitch is swung on it high in the air to deep left down the line. That ball is a foul ball, and it is into the second deck. He missed a home run by about 5 seats, I would guess, down the line. He hit it unbelievably high. One thing that occurred to me today, I told the audience this, Jeff, that I got here very early and I walked all around the ballpark, on the field, and in the bullpens and all. The home run hit by Kelly was not far away from Carter's home run that beat Philadelphia for the World Series. Down the line and over the blue canvas screen or fence and right around the Toronto bullpen. It'll be a 2-2 from Kamenicki. He grounds it foul.
One other thing about a team in the playoffs, it really does help newspapers because people want to read about it, and they think it's great. And if there's a special section for the Daily News on Monday, I'm sure people are just going to gobble it up. People love to read that sort of stuff.
I'm working on my matchups right now.
Beautiful.
Buhner versus O'Neill.
Who gets that matchup?
Buhner.
Check. It'll be a 2-2 to Carter. A high pop-up behind the plate. This one is in play. Foul territory. Stanley makes the catch, and that'll do it. Thank you, Jeffrey.
All right, guys.
We can't wait for the special section on Monday. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. At the end of 5 innings of play, it's 4-1 Yanks.
We got the best of America. We got the numbers. We got the pride. The best of America. Oh, what a drive. And oh, what a ride. We got the stars and trucks and cars. We're still not satisfied. Your Ford dealer got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10. Counting.
The all-new Ford
Contour, truly a world car for the 21st century. Its advanced technology includes an air filter that removes virtually all pollen and dust, plus the standard 16-valve VTEC engine and the optional 24-valve Duratec. Now, for a limited time, you can lease a Contour for an incredibly low payment. See your Tri-State quality Ford dealer about his short-term leases and see for yourself.
We got the numbers, that's the fact. We're never gonna give it back. Your Ford dealer got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10 and counting.
There are certain people throughout America who happen to know cars better than anyone else. ASE certified master technicians. So when you want to know which motor oil to use in your car, we suggest to do the following. Wait till the sun goes down, take a ride to your local garage, and get a good look at which motor oil the mechanics put in their own cars. The fact is, Valvoline motor oil is the #1 choice of America's top mechanics for use in their own cars and trucks. So before you choose a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics choose for theirs. Valvoline motor oil, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline.
Visit Van Buren Truck Sales at 2257 Jericho Turnpike, Garden City. Or SC Truck and Auto Repair at 125 Berry Street, Brooklyn. Get the inside story on the city's biggest news. Dick Oliver on WABC. Yankees and Blue Jays hit the 6th. It is 4-1 Yanks. So today it's the Yankees who carried the 3-run lead throughout. And the Blue Jays carried that yesterday into the 9th. Ross Davis has popped out and struck out. And Leiter deals, and the fastball is popped up. Behind the plate, Martinez coming back. And it's back in the crowd, so the count 0-1 on Russ.
John, when you spoke about the Yankees blowing that last game in '78 when Rick Waits won, brought back some unbelievable memories because I was an usher at the Lowe's American Movie Theater in the Bronx in Parkchester, and I had to work that day, and I remember I ran a transistor radio right up to my ear, and I listened to the game, and was I in an ornery mood because I was a big Yankee fan. And I was, over to the right, no smoking.
The 0-1 breaking ball, he went after it again. That's the pitch that struck out Davis last time, and Leiter, when he needs it in a pitch or so, will throw it again. A big slider down and in, and Davis cannot resist pitching. So the count 0-2 on Davis. Pitch. He fished again. He went right back to it and struck him out. Now there's one away, and that'll bring up Pat Kelly.
Well, Yankee fans, keep pace with your favorite team all year long on the pages of Yankee Magazine. Each month you'll get player profiles, great color action photos, in-depth minor league reports, statistics, special features, and much, much more. Subscribe now and receive 12 big issues for just $14.97, a savings of over half the cover price. To order your subscription to Yankees Magazine, have your credit card ready and call
1-800-9-YANKS-9. Kelly takes that slider down and in, 1-0.
That's
1-800-9-YANKS-9.
Don't be shut out. Subscribe today. That's the kind of things we have in our mind.
The 1-0 is fouled away.
We've memorized that.
And the count 1-1. Well, boy, it's been a long time, and we began this with Scab Ball about March 6th or 7th, huh? Something like that.
Buck Showalter said to me today, he said, doesn't replacement ball seem like 2-3 years ago? I said, yes, it does.
Thank goodness. The 1-1. There's a fast strike, and the count 1-2. People have pondered this for so many years. How do you get pitcher X off the mark in the first inning? Look what Leiter has done since then. And he normally doesn't have first inning trouble. The 1-2. There's that breaking ball down and in, and the count 2-2. He walked Velarde. Bernie rifled a single to left, and O'Neill hit a 2-0 pitch over the center field fence for a 3-run homer. Later, a double, a walk, a single loaded him up, and a run scored on a wild pitch, and those are the 4 for the Yankees. Pitch. Line down the left field line. Fair, it's trouble. It is a foul ball. He just missed a double.
He had stopped running, John. He thought that it was definitely going to be foul. That was foul by about 4 inches, if that much.
If that much. It landed just outside the stripe down the line. He might have had a double anyway, but... So Kelly comes back on the count 2-2. Then Gonzalez tripled and Molitor singled him in. And the Blue Jays immediately had a run. Kamenicki had a pitch out of big trouble in the first inning. Since then, both pitches have been superb, and the Yanks have a 4-1 lead here in the sixth. The 2-2, strike three, outside corner, and they're two-way.
Sunday on 60 Minutes, many doctors are saying that while HMOs are cutting the high cost of medicine, they are also cutting something else, good health care. What's really going on? 60 Minutes, Sunday at 7 on New York's Channel 2.
I got a good question for you, Michael, as Velarde stands in. Let's say Kamenicki continues to pitch well in the sixth, maybe the seventh. Leiter deals, and there's a strike on the outside. Obviously, it's Mr. Wetland in the ninth. What lefty do you come in to get Olerud out and to pitch to the other lefties and make them turn around? The pitch. Strike. Another fastball by Leiter. You know Wickman will pitch to the righties. Do you match up Honeycutt with the lefties? He's had a couple of tough outings.
I would have Honeycutt for Olerud, then bring in a righty to face Sprague, and then I would bring in Howe to turn around the other left-handers. I would just keep... I think Honeycutt showed in Milwaukee he's only supposed to pitch to lefties, not to righties.
The 0-2. Caught on and missed. He struck out the side. So Al Leiter is getting better and better as the game goes on. 3 straight strikeouts, 7 in all. Nothing across for the Yanks at the end of 5 1/2. 4-1 Yankees.
WABC. Hello, all you cyberspace cowboys and wannabe wireheads. I'm Mr. Wiz, here to give you the good word on today's hottest computers. Let's go to the phones. Hello.
Are you the young man who knows everything about computers?
I am the master of Megabyte, the Duke of Disk Drive.
Is it true nobody beats the Wiz has a great computer selection?
My dear, imagine yourself surrounded by myriad power-packed Pentium contenders from IBM, Compaq, Packard Bell, ravished by cutting-edge notebooks from Apple, Toshiba, and NEC, the mistress of a Digital Equipment Corporation groundbreaking PC.
It all sounds very exciting.
Exciting? It's stupendous. Peripherals to make your head spin, software for days, computer classes.
Oh, when can I go?
Immediately. Nobody beats the Wiz has everyday low prices that guarantee a great buy today and every day.
Hello.
Ma'am, what are you still doing on the line?
What do you mean, peripherals?
That, my dear, is another show. Sayonara, netheads. I'm Mr. Wiz, reminding you that when you want a personal computer, nobody beats the Wiz.
Hockey games in the Sports Authority. I can't get enough of them. In fact, the two have a lot in common. No, really, think about it. At a hockey game, the players really know their stuff, right? Well, so do the salespeople of the Sports Authority. And hey, they even have all their teeth. And did you ever notice how players bring a cajillion sticks with them? Well, the Sports Authority is the same way. Only instead of just sticks, they have name brand sporting goods. A cajillion different brands to choose from. Or how about when the announcer screams... Well, that's how I feel about the Sports Authority's everyday low prices. They're incredibly low. And because they're everyday low prices, you never have to wait for a sale. And finally, you know when some guy goes into a corner for a puck and before you know it, he gets knocked into the board. You can even see the guy's face get mushed against the glass. Well, that's exactly what the Sports Authority must do to their competition. Crush them.
The Sports Authority. You've never seen anything quite like it.
We go to the bottom of the sixth, and on the very first pitch, Olerud hit a lazy fly to left. Gerald Williams gathered it in, so 1 pitch, 1 out, and here is the right-hand hitting third baseman, Ed Sprague. Yankees with a 4-1 lead. For Kamenicki, he had trouble in the first. Gonzalez hit a hanging breaking ball for a long triple off the center field fence. The pitch to Sprague is taken for a strike, and then Molitor hit a little flare to shallow right for a base hit. Gonzalez scored. Later, a walk put 2 men on with 1 out, but Kamenicki pitched out of trouble. He deals to Sprague low. Since then, Kamenicki has held Toronto to no runs and 2 hits. It is 4-1 Yanks, 4-5-0 to 1-4-1. The error did not figure in the scoring. Kamenicki deals to Sprague and missed low outside again in the count 2-1. Big hit in the game, a 3-run home run by Paul O'Neill in the first before an out was recorded.
We have the members only here in the bottom of the sixth inning, and we'll give that to you as we move along.
Pitch hit on the ground towards short. Velarde gobbles it up, fires to first in time, and they're a 2-way.
In the American League, 10:05, Oakland at California. John Wasden 1-0, Sean Bosky 7-7. 8:05, Seattle at Texas. We don't know who will start for the Mariners. Kevin Gross 8-15 goes for the Rangers. KC and Cleveland tied at 2 after 8. Tom Goodwin, a 2-run home run for the Royals, his 4th in the 6th inning. Albert Bell hit his 50th finally. A solo shot in the 6th inning. What a year he's had. 50 home runs in 143 games. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Here is Sean Green. He swings and misses. He belongs in a very select company of hit 50. And as I say, Mike just said he did it in a shortened season.
Boy, I'd like to see him have the extra 19 games.
The pitch is high. Well, he has had some stretch, though.
He really has.
He's out-homered the Yankee team by so much over the last 20 games. The pitch to Green, left-hand hitter, is low inside, and the count 2-1.
Orioles 7, Detroit nothing. Bottom of the 5th. Brady Anderson, his 16th home run, a grand slam. Bloomdahl came on in the 3rd for Bergman. McDonald still in there for Baltimore, pitching a shutout over the first 5. Boston 5, Milwaukee 1 at the end of 5. Maddox 3-1. Sparks 9-10.
Green swings and misses at a change. And the count 2-2.
7:05 Minnesota at Chicago. LaTroy Hawkins 2-3 for the Twins. Jason Beret 8-14 for the White Sox. In the National League, Houston 4, Chicago 1. That's at the end of 2.5. Biggio and Bagwell homered in the 1st, and Derek May added a solo shot in the 3rd. Reynolds against Castillo.
The 2-2 is powdered at deep right center field. It is high. It is far. It is caught by Bernie right out the wall. In deep right center field, Bernie ran it down. It did not miss by much. So Kamenicki has a 1-2-3. And at the end of 6 innings of play, the Yankees 4, Toronto 1.
92.99. 92.99. Right now, you can buy a powerful new Elantra for just $9,299
After factory rebate.
So don't buy an Escort.
Don't buy an Escort.
Elantra's got over 28% more horsepower. $92.99 for an airbag-equipped Elantra with power steering, power brakes, and much, much more. So don't buy a Neon.
Don't buy a Neon.
The Elantra's packed with standard features. $92.99 gives you more car for the money. So don't buy a Corolla.
Don't buy a Corolla.
The Hyundai Elantra costs over $3,000 less. But you've got to hurry because at just $92.99, the Hyundai Elantra's going fast. Don't wait.
See dealer for details. Limited time $1,000 factory rebate. Price comparison based on base model MSRP, excluding trade taxes, title options, and available factory rebate. Offer ends soon.
Hurry into your nearest New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Hyundai dealer for huge savings today.
Sunday on 60 Minutes. Suppose you're a doctor or a patient and you're about to join an HMO. Suppose you're not really sure what it means to join an HMO. Suppose you watch Morley Safer tell you everything you ever wanted to know about an HMO. And what if you've never fired a gun before, but now you want to carry one? And carrying that concealed weapon is against the law where you live. Not to worry, Leslie Stahl says it's easier than you think. 60 Minutes, Sunday at 7 on New York's Channel 2.
Amoco Ultimate Gasoline is the brand of premium more drivers rate #1 in quality. Needless to say, these people think Amoco Ultimate is good for their cars. And now with a $4 rebate, it's good for your wallet, too. Simply fill up 3 times between now and October 15th with crystal clear Amoco Ultimate and send in the rebate form with 3 receipts. Fill up 3 times, get $4 back. Minimum 9 gallons per purchase. Details at participating stations. Offer ends 10/15/95. Void in Utah, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. Bernie Williams will lead it off against Al Leiter. Leiter had a rocky first and has been great thereafter. Yankees lead at 4-1. And with the play-by-play, here's Michael Kay.
Well, thank you, John. Bernie Williams is 1 for 3. He singled in the first and scored. And the pitch to Williams, swung on and skied to right field. Green going back, still going back. He has a beat on it, and then he puts it away for the first out of the inning. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Finishing up on the scoreboard, Giants and the Rockies have started. No score after 1. Mulholland 5-12. Swift 8-3. 10:05 Dodgers at Padres. Nomo 12-6. Blair 7-5. Atlanta 3, the Mets nothing. Bottom of the 6th inning. Avery started. Schmidt in the 6th. Malicki started. Minor in the 6th. St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh nothing at the end of 4. Oliva his 7th home run. Brian Jordan his 22nd. Pitch to O'Neill is up and in with a fastball 1-0. Wagner 5-15 against highly regarded Alan Bennis, who has had a rough start. He's 0-2. 7:05 Philadelphia, Florida. Mike Williams 2-3. John Burkett 14-13. The pitch to O'Neill is swung on and drilled to deep right field. Going back is Green toward the line on the track. and he makes the play right in front of the 328 sign for the second out of the inning. And 7:35, Cincinnati at Montreal. David Wells 6-4, Kirk Reeder 4-3. That's the members only. For outerwear and the latest styles and colors, check out the fashions from members only in the men's department at Macy's. If it looks great, feels good, and fits right, it's at Macy's and it's members only. Here's Ruben Sierra. He's 0 for 3. Struck out in the first, grounded to third in the third, flied out to right in the fifth. With O'Neill's fly ball to right, he's now 1 for 3. The big hit, his 22nd home run of the year, a 3-run shot in the first inning over the center field wall. The pitch to Sierra, breaking ball low and inside, 1-0. Yankees lead 4-1. Yankees 4 runs on 5 hits. The Blue Jays 1 run on 4 hits, and they've committed 1 error. All the runs coming in the first inning. The 1-0 to Sierra. Fastball up and away, 2-0. Kmart is changing. They're refreshed, they're stylish and friendly. Visit your today's Kmart. Everything they do is built around you. Leiter deals the 2-0 to Sierra. Swung on and fouled back right off the end of the bat, 2-1.
Can you remember the stat that we had in Milwaukee of what the Brewers have done, how many they've lost?
Well, when the Yankees came in, they were 6-20 over the last 26 games. And the Blue Jays were 7-21. The 2-1, low, 3-1.
Well, I don't think the Brewers have won a game. And they did lose the 2 to the Yankees. I think they've lost the first couple to Boston.
Leiter gets the sign, and he deals the 3-1. Swung on, hit shortly to third base. Sprague right there on one knee. Fields, and fires to Olerud, and another 1-2-3 inning for Al Leiter. At the end of 6.5, get up and stretch. Yankees lead the Blue Jays 4-1. At GHI, they believe that when it comes to health care plans, small business deserves both affordability and quality service. And service means giving you what you want. So they were glad that 20,000 New York businesses have picked GHI for their group health care. Because with their GHI Alliance plan, specially designed for small businesses, you can choose from GHI's network of more than 30,000 participating providers and receive paid-in-full benefits. Or you can go outside the network on a cost-sharing basis. What's more, you can select the plan having the hospital, medical, prescription drug, and preventative care benefits that are right for you and your employees, and affordable for your business. Call this number, 1-800-GHI-3330, or contact your insurance broker for details. That's 1-800-GHI-3330. GHI, the good news in health care for small business.
United Auto Workers and Ford are working together for quality and are as proud of their partnership as they are of the quality vehicles they produce. Right now, the team at UAW Ford is producing some of the best-selling vehicles on the market. Just listen to what it takes to achieve and maintain these high standards.
Working together is a team concept. No one person has all the answers. Your input, my input, are all going together to make a success.
Achieving success takes the cooperation between management and the workers. We take pride in our work and in the products we build.
When we talk about quality, that means being the best at what we do. We keep an eye on the process so our customers will have quality products.
Quality is what it's all about.
If you haven't seen the results of UAW Ford teamwork, just visit your local Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer. You can see it, sit in it, or take it for a drive. UAW Ford, working together for quality.
Finally, the whole world is listening. Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 on WABC.
Get the gear the Yankees wear, the same jacket, the same jersey, the same cap. Just visit the Yankees Clubhouse stores with 2 Midtown Manhattan locations, 110 East 59th Street, 393 Fifth Avenue. Get the gear at the Yankees Clubhouse stores. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees lead 4-1. Delgado, Martinez, and Perez against Kamenicki. The pitch to Delgado is a fastball outside, 1-0. Kamenicki has been brilliant since the first inning. He allowed 2 hits in the first and a run. He's allowed a single hit in the third and then 1 in the fourth, and otherwise he's been perfect. The 1-0 is swung and fouled away. Third base side into the seats, 1-1. The Yankee magic number is 2. Very, very likely. No, not likely. There's a possibility the Yankees win this game. They could clinch the wild card while they're asleep, and that's if the Angels lose tonight to the A's. The 1-1. Breaking ball low and inside, 2-1. The magic number is 2. That means any combination of Yankee wins and Angel losses totaling 2, and the Yankees clinch the division, or clinch the wild card. The 2-1 swung on and skied to left field. Coming on is Gerald Williams, and he puts it away in shallow left for the first out of the inning. So Kamenicki is now retired 7 in a row. She loves the guy who knows what to do with the bat, can turn too, and is into leather, English leather, the official cologne of the New York Yankees Baseball Radio Network. Get into leather, English leather. Here's Sandy Martinez. He's 0 for 2. He grounded to shortstop in the second, and he struck out in the fourth. He's the catcher for the Jays, batting in the number 8 slot in the lineup, hitting .242, 2 home runs, and 25 runs batted in. Kamenicki winds, kicks, and deals. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat, third base side out of play, 0-1. Third base coach for the Blue Jays, Nick Leyva, used to be with the Cardinals. And the first base coach is Bob Baylor. For the Yankees, Willie Randolph at third and Brian Butterfield at first, the 0-1. Breaking pitch is outside, 1-1. Tried a backdoor breaking ball, just missed on the outside part of the plate. They started Knorr behind the plate here with the Blue Jays this year, but it didn't work out, and they've tried several different catchers. 1-1 is chopped to first. Mattingly there with the big hop. He'll step on the bag himself. 2 away. So 2 down. That'll bring up Tomas Perez, the number 9 batter in the lineup. He plays second base. Robbie Alomar, who didn't play yesterday because a left-hander was going, and when he bats from the right side, he can't handle the pain, has a bad shoulder and a bad back. But today, with a right-hander going, he would be able to bat from the left side. He is not in the lineup, and really the official explanation is he doesn't feel very well. The whispered explanation is he wants to keep his average at 300. The pitch to Perez. Fastball up and away, 1-0. Perez grounded to second in the second. He walked in the fifth, advanced to second on a wild pitch, then to third on a ground ball, but he was stranded there on a foul ball to Stanley to end the inning. The 1-0 is a strike in the inside corner, breaking pitch, 1-1. Perez might be the second baseman because Alomar is a free agent after this year, the 1-1. There's a strike, another breaking ball on the inside part of the plate, 1-2. And Alomar has said he wants to be the highest paid player in baseball. I don't know if he's going to achieve that, but he'll get a lot of money somewhere. The 1-2 swung on and chopped foul into the Yankee dugout on the first base side. Perez way out in front of a change. The Jays would like to sign Alomar, but I don't know if they want to give him $7 million a year. They already have about $13 million committed to 2 players, Joe Carter and John Holroyd. The 1-2 in the dirt, scooped up by Stanley. It's 2-2. They have 3 free agents, the Jays have, that they're very worried about. Devon White, the center fielder, who's been out with a broken foot the last couple of weeks. Roberto Alomar, the brilliant second baseman, and Al Leiter, the pitcher that's going against the Yankees this afternoon. The 2-2 swung on and punched foul, third base side out of play into the field level deck of this 3-deck stadium. They've told Leiter they want to sign him. They realize as a left-hander, 29 years old, he'll be worth a lot of money. And they'd like to sign White and Alomar too, but none of them are a given. The 2-2 swung on and foul, tipped off the glove of Stanley, still 2-2. It was a high fastball. There have been rumors that Leiter would like to sign with the Miami Marlins, the Florida Marlins, who play in Miami, which is about 10 minutes from Leiter's home in Plantation. But the Blue Jays have said they'll beat any offer. The 2-2, low, 3-2 to Tomas Perez. But I think Leiter will have many suitors, not only the Marlins and the Blue Jays. Many teams will go after a left-hander who throws hard. Some rumors about the Orioles being interested as well. And they have the money. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Fielded there by Velarde. Behind second. Spins, throws, got him. Oh, what a play by Randy Velarde. Oh, what a play. That is our English leather catch of the game. A 1-2-3 inning for Kamenicki. And at the end of 7, Yankees 4, Blue Jays 1.
WABC.
Hey, imagine any 5 numbers from 1 through 80. It could be your lucky number or birth date or anniversary. And you could pick just 1 number or as many as 10. But for now, 5 will do. Okay, you're about to play Quick Draw, the new game from the New York Lottery. Ready? Now, if you were in your favorite restaurant or lounge, this is the part where you would now gaze upward at the quick draw monitor, where every 5 minutes, 20 numbers are drawn. So just kind of tilt your head up as if you're looking at something and picture in your mind's eye a TV monitor. Numbers will start popping up on it. Maybe 3, 7, 68, 41, 27. Hike. Just kidding. You get the idea. And if some of your numbers match these numbers, you're a winner. This has been a free sample of Quick Draw. Had it been the real thing, a lot of you would be laughing, cheering, and heck, if you matched 10 numbers, you could win up to $100,000. Quick Draw from the New York Lottery. A game this great only comes along once every 5 minutes.
They always say you win some, you lose some. Well, not if you play Scratch and Match, the instant win game in this Sunday's Daily News. You can win 50 grand. But there's nothing to lose because it's free with this Sunday's Daily News. You can win 1,000, 5,000, even 50,000 bucks instantly. There are hundreds of cash prizes every week. To play, just look for your 8 free Scratch and Match cards in the Daily News this Sunday. It's like getting 8 scratch-off lottery tickets free. So remember, losing's for losers. Play Scratch and Match. You got nothing to lose. Only in the Daily News this Sunday. It's the most New York you can get. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older, except in Washington and Florida. Game void in Washington, Florida, and where prohibited. No purchase necessary. Game cards available by mail. See Daily News for details. Daily News is available in many local libraries. Game ends 10/28/95.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to Bob. Afternoons on WABC.
We go to the top of the 8th inning. Yankees 4 runs on 5 hits. The Blue Jays 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. The Yankees have a magic number of 2. They win this, they clinch a tie. Stanley leads off. Here's John.
And Stanley grounds it foul. Leiter had a terrible first inning. A walk to Velarde, a hard single by Bernie, a 3-run home run by O'Neill. And then after Sierra struck out, Stanley doubled down the left field line. Mattingly walked. Gerald Williams singled hard to left to load the bases. A run scored on a wild pitch, and since then, nada. Fastball away. In fact, since then, Leiter has pitched a 1-hit shutout. But Kamenicki has pitched well, too, and the Yanks have a 4-1 lead. It'll be a 1-1 to Stanley. Leiter deals inside fastball. The play by Velarde, the last out, Thomas Perez hit a ground ball the middle. You saw Velarde go for it, and you just can't believe that he was able to reach it, glove it, whirl completely in the outfield, and fire to first base and nip speedy Thomas Perez. Pitch outside. And I mean, Mike and I kind of just looked at each other after, because Velarde has been spotless, immaculate at shortstop for the Yankees. He has played not a good shortstop. He's played a truly great shortstop in the last month or so. It'll be a 3-1 to Stanley, and the pitch is way outside ball 4, and he wins an award today, one of the many awards we give.
Well, that was today's English Leather catch of the game. Get into leather. English Leather cologne and aftershave for men available at a store near you. That was a great play, because you have to be, I'd say, doubly quick on artificial turf to get that ball. Ground ball up the middle on grass like that, a little more time to get to the ball. This one, you have to break right where you know the ball's going to be, and break there quickly, and he fielded, spun, and made a perfect throw, a strong throw to Mattingly to get a fairly quick Tomas Perez. That was a great play.
Well, how Velarde has played at all these spots, he has been one of the more valuable Yanks. Leiter at the belt, and he deals fastball way high, 1-0. I'd say Bernie has been the most valuable of the everyday players, and Boggs and Stanley. Maybe Velarde's right there.
Velarde is right there, because if you take Velarde out of the mix, when Kelly went down for 2 months, where would the Yankees be? They really didn't have a second baseman, and he filled in and did very, very well.
The 1-0 is pop foul out of play and back at the plate. Mattingly has walked fly to right and left. And the Yankees, although they'd love to get another run, they well remember last night. They know that you can make up a 3-run deficit in the 9th inning. But it's tough to bunt Stanley. First of all, it's tough to bunt on artificial turf. The ball gets there so quick, and Stanley does not run well. So it'll be a 1-1, and Mattingly takes a strike on the outside. Good, hard fastball right on the corner. So the count 1-2. Gerald Williams And Russ Davis after Mattingly. Now the stretch. And the 1-2 swung on and hit in the air to deep center. Corner back, away back in dead center. It's over his head. One hop off the wall. Rounding third, Stanley. He is going to score on a ribby double by Mattingly. And the Yankees take a 5-1 lead. Mattingly drove it deep over the head of Carter in center. And remember, away back, Mike, maybe in the first inning we mentioned how shallow they play and how they might get burned. Well, they just got burned.
And they've been waiting to get burned. I mean, they play so shallow for guys like Mattingly, and guys like O'Neill, guys that drive the ball the other way and drive it deep. Mattingly, with that double, picks up his 48th run batted in, and he's now extended his hitting streak to 8 straight games. And Mattingly, when it counted down the stretch, has really turned it on.
Mattingly hit it a long way, and once again, the Yankees had a ball hit deep on the rubberized warning track, and it was too close to the wall, so it didn't bounce over the wall, which would have held Stanley. And the ball was hit so high and so far that Stanley, running, was able to score. Here's Gerald Williams, and the Yankees have a runner at second and no one out. And there's another run that could be picked up by the Yanks. The pitch to Gerald, caught on and fouled back on a high fastball. Gerald has singled twice and fly to center. Well, Mattingly is, don't you believe, you see every single pitch like I do, don't you believe Mattingly is simply a little healthier? Now starting to drive the ball a little bit?
Absolutely. When he first came, it really wasn't on the deal. When he sat out with a bad back for the couple of days, I think it took him a long time to get his strength back. I don't think he had his strength for a while, and the back takes a long time to heal. I think he's finally coming around, letting it fly.
Fastball outside. We have noticed Mattingly. I just can't remember them all. I guess in Milwaukee he had a couple of hard hits, one in the gap, one yanked down the right field line. Now this is lefty to lefty, and he hit that ball a long way, 400 feet to dead center field over Carter's head. The pitch to Gerald is the breaking ball down and in, cut on a miss. And the count 1-2.
You really wonder why he doesn't continually throw that pitch to Gerald.
Yeah, he's doing it to Russ Davis. And you almost commit on that right away, and that ball dives right down to your ankles. That's a really good hard slider by Leiter. It'll be a 1-2 to Gerald. Caught on a miss. He did not foul tip, I don't believe. I think Gerald struck out, and Merriweather is now arguing with somebody, Gerald, and telling him, "You're excused, young man." So Gerald strikes out swinging on the slider down and in. Now Buck comes out. I guess Gerald is saying I foul-tipped the ball.
Willie is as well. Willie Randolph came halfway down from third base, and he keeps brushing his right hand against his left arm as if to say he foul-tipped the ball, and Martinez didn't catch it cleanly. But Merriweather said no, he did not foul-tip the ball. He caught it anyway. And the problem was that the ball was knocked out of Martinez's glove by Gerald's backswing. Gerald's backswing hit the glove, and that's why he dropped the ball. But he did catch the ball, and even if it was foul-tipped, he caught it cleanly, and it got knocked out by the backswing.
Now here's Russ Davis with Mattingly at second and one out. Davis is 0 for 3. He struck out twice. Leiter has struck out 8. And the pitch in there for a strike, and the count 0-1.
Well, he's left the airwaves, but not our hearts. Fans, don't forget to order your copy of the Great Home Video Scooter, the Phil Rizzuto story, presented by First Fidelity Bank and the Daily News. To purchase your VHS copy, call 1-800-9-YANKS-9. That's 1-800-9-YANKS-9.
Leiter checks his runner and deals outside. Hey, Mike, anyone warming up in the Yankees bullpen?
Wickman's standing up, but he's just looking out the window, tossing a baseball up and down. He is not warmed yet. Now he looks like he's faking as if he's throwing. He hasn't thrown a ball yet, so he's ready to warm, but he has not warmed yet.
Well, if you look ahead, the 8th inning might be the big inning for the Yanks. They have Gonzalez, Molitor, and Carter, and if anyone gets on, Olerud. And that would be the inning where you might use Wickman and or Howe or Honeycutt, depending on who's up, of course. Try to match him up. If Kamenicki needs help, it'll be a 1-1. Grounded foul on another slider down and in, and the count 1-2.
You know who the ninth inning will belong to if Kamenicki needs trouble. Kamenicki, like Leiter, has gotten stronger. After an inning-opening walk to Tomas Perez in the 5th inning, he has retired 9 in a row. But it's tough to get the last outs, and the Yankees are 6 outs away. It'll be a 1-2 to Davis. Mattingly at second with his RBI double. And the Yankees have a 5-1 lead. Leiter deals. Cut on a miss. Same pitch. Down and in. The slider. So Davis strikes out. That's 9 strikeouts. Davis 3 times. Here's Pat Kelly.
That's about as bad as I've seen Davis look against a left-handed pitcher. He's not handling that slider down and in on the hands at all. He's committing too early. The ball drops out of the strike zone if you take it. But when you're up there, you've got to decide, is this the cutter that's going to whisper across the inside corner, or is it the slider that dives down and in? So Davis is guessing wrong with Leiter, and he looks very bad up there doing it.
Here's Pat Kelly. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Pitch is inside 1-0. Leiter has struck out 9. He has walked 5. And 2 of the walks have scored. Mattingly now at second with 2 out. And Leiter deals. Cut on and fouled away. One thing, if the Yankees hang on and win this game, they might have to pitch David Cohn, or they might have to pitch Hitchcock, or they might have to run out their regulars, and they might have to play Wade Boggs. But, boy, it puts a ton of pressure on California. They will know immediately that the Yankees have won, and then they play their game. Well, let's see. It's almost 3:53 here. 4 o'clock. That's 1 o'clock California time. 6 hours from now they play. The pitch way up high. And California knows that they don't win, it's sayonara.
You know, Buck said something interesting on the manager's show. He said they could not have done what they had done for 75% of the season with not having a little bit of a champion's heart. And they refused to die. You can see the way they're playing. They refused to die, and they have. They played brilliantly over the last 3 or 4 games.
The 2-1 is swung on and bounced to short. Gonzalez fields, fires to first in time. That'll do it. The Yankees get 1 run, 1 hit, and leave 1. At the end of 7 and a half, it's 5-1 Yanks.
WABC. See that guy? The guy over there?
Where? We're in the studio. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see him.
Well-dressed, successful, smart, makes all the right choices.
And he has decided to stay in touch. He's using his cellular phone.
Good, come on.
Purchase and nobody beats the whiz.
See, this works if you try.
And this intelligent fellow has selected a Motorola cellular phone.
That's the point. Every cellular phone user who knows what they're doing makes the Motorola Nobody Beats the Whiz connection.
The Motorola Ultima rings or vibrates and has great accessories, including a hands-free headset. It's the latest, and you can only buy it at Nobody Beats the Whiz.
The Motorola Flipless is just $29 final cost.
And Nobody Beats the Whiz has unbeatable activation options, like 2 months free access and free activation when you sign up for AT&T wireless services. See store for details.
Come see the new technology in all the Motorola cellular phones.
By the way, that guy over there? Well, I have his friend.
Nobody Beats the Whiz can only do so much.
Sound good, look smart.
With a Motorola cellular phone from Nobody Beats the Whiz.
There are 750 guys playing Major League Ball, but every year one player emerges better than the rest, and that guy wins the MVP. In the car game, it works the same way. And in 1995, the import car that beat all the others was the redesigned Nissan Maxima, named Import Car of the Year by Motor Trend magazine. The Maxima sports a 190-horsepower V6 engine to improve performance, and a revolutionary rear suspension to improve handling. There's also more headroom, more legroom, and more luxury features than ever before. It's no wonder the other cars couldn't get to first base against Maxima in the race for Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. For a terrific deal on Maxima, or for more detailed information on other award-winning Nissans, stop by your nearest Nissan dealer. And no matter how your team plays, at least the car you're driving will be a winner. Details on aggressive Maxima lease terms are in this Sunday's newspaper. Offer ends soon. Nissan, it's time to expect more from a car.
Gonzalez swings at the first pitch and pops it up to center field. Bernie Williams in. He makes the catch 1 away. And, boy, I think they're doing Kamenicki a big favor by swinging at the
first pitch down by 4, and Kamenicki gets what every pitcher wants, and out on a pitch.
John, honestly, when Kamenicki walked off the mound on May 5th against the Brewers, he'd just thrown a curveball to Greg Vaughn. Just walked off the mound in terrible pain. Did you ever think he'd be pitching an important game in September for the Yankees?
No, not at all. And then when he came back, he had a couple of good games after a very bad outing, and then had a terrible stretch. But Buck Showalter didn't lose faith. Now this is his 4th good game in a row. 1 away, and here is Paul Molitor. Kamenicki has retired 10 in a row. He deals, and Molitor takes high. Molitor is 2-for-3 on the day. He had a ribby single in back of Gonzalez' leadoff triple in the first, and since then, Kamenicki has pitched a 2-hit shutout. He deals, and the pitch is low, and the count 2-0.
Well, on the members-only scoreboard of the American League, remember, John updates you completely on the postgame. 10:05, Oakland and California. It'll be John Wasden, 1-0 for the A's. Sean Bosky, 7-7 for the Angels.
The pitch, and Molitor takes a strike, and the count 2-1.
8:05, Seattle at Texas. A win, and Seattle clinches. They've already clinched a tie. We don't know who's going to start for the Mariners. Kevin Gross goes for the Rangers. He's 8-15.
Pitch is hammered foul outside of third. And the Yankees are looking at this as the beginning. They have the right-hander Wickman and the left-hander Honeycutt up in the bullpen.
Kansas City and Cleveland tied at 2. They go to the 10th. Goodwin, his 4th home run. A 2-run shot accounting for both Indian runs. Albert Bell at his 50th. A solo shot also in the 6th. Is Montgomery against Mesa.
Molitor fouls the pitch away, so the count remains 2-2.
Baltimore 10, Detroit nothing at the end of 6. Brady Anderson is 16th, a grand slam. Bergman, Bloomdahl, and Gore, and McDonald in all the way for the Orioles. Boston 8, Milwaukee 1, bottom of the 7th. It's now Eshelman against Luzarski.
Pitch is grounded foul outside of third. 1 out and no one on. The scoreboard has no one out, but the Yankees will remember that Alex Gonzalez fly to center. 2-2 on Molitor.
7:05 start. Minnesota at Chicago. Hawkins 2-3 against Beret. 8-14 in the National League. Houston cannot put it away, John. It's now 6-6 bottom of the 4th inning.
Goodness gracious. The 2-2 swung on and bounced foul. Now I did say to someone, because we're talking about the Dodger game and the Rockies game, obviously the Houston game, and when the Yankee bullpen falters, people come out and go, hey, Yankee bullpen. Well, it's not the Yankee, but it's every bullpen. There aren't that many great pitchers around. It's tough to finish games.
Astros scored 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and the Cubs with 1 in the second and 5 in the third. That's where we stand right now, 6-6, bottom of the 4th. Home runs by Biggio, Bagwell, and May. San Francisco, Colorado, scoreless, bottom of the 3rd inning at Busch. Not at Busch, at Coors. I have the wrong beer. Mulholland 5-12, Bill Swift 8-3.
You've had too much beer. The pitch is up high, and the count 3-2.
10:05, L.A. at San Diego. Nomo against Blair. Mets with 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning now lead the Braves 6-3. And that's in the bottom of the 7th.
Pitch fouled away.
It's Clontz against DePoto. This one's at Busch Stadium, and the Cardinals lead the Pirates by a 5-0 score. Oliva and Jordan have homered. Hancock is in there for Wagner. Ben is still in there for St. Louis. He's pitching his best after 2 very bad starts.
The payoff pitch is swung on and bounced to short. Velarde fields and fires to first in time, and there are 2 away. And Kamenicki, bullpen up or not, Wetland ready for the 9th or not, keeps mowing them down 11 in a row. And here's Joe Carter.
7:05, Philadelphia at Florida. Joe Robbie, Mike Williams 2-3, John Burkett 14-13. 7:35, Cincinnati at Montreal. David Wells 6-4 against Kirk Reeder. 4-3. That's the members only. For outerwear in the latest styles and colors, check out the fashions for members only in the men's department at Stearns.
The pitch to Carter is a breaking ball strike.
If it looks great, feels good, and fits right, it's at Stearns, and it's members only.
Mike, you alluded to something on the pregame, and we were talking on the field about it. Pitch is lined toward right field. On the run is O'Neill. He makes the catch. I'll finish my thought in the top of the 9th. And Kamenicki, another 1, 2, 3, 12 in a row at the end of 8. 5-1 Yanks.
You could see it in the winter, in the mountains, in the snow. It is written on the path where only some of us will go. Comes the time to look around, see what others can do. Comes the time to celebrate, let it all come to you.
silver bullet, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Fresh and true. Let the ice-cold mountain come to you.
Coors Light is shipped cold to bring you a beer that's fresh and true. Tap into a Coors Light and let the ice-cold mountain come to you.
Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Technology has taken you to new levels, but nothing will take you farther than the technology in the new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Because the new Grand Cherokee is loaded with major technological advancements, including a luxurious new interior with remote keyless entry and new safety features. In fact, the 96 Grand Cherokee meets 1998 federal car and light truck safety standards. It also comes equipped with an improved suspension, available on-demand quadra-track four-wheel drive, and an optional 220 horsepower V8 engine, the most powerful V8 in its class. And you can get up to $1,000 in option package values on the technologically advanced Jeep Grand Cherokee. So with all of this new technology, where do you go from here? Anywhere you want. Package values are based on total value of the package items versus usual discounted package MSRP. Jeep is a registered trademark of the Chrysler Corporation. Jeep, there's only one.
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your tri-state Jeep and Eagle dealer. Go to bed with the Yankees. Wake up with Lionel on 77 WABC.
10 seconds for station ID. This is New York Yankees baseball.
Dick Oliver, Monday through Thursday morning at 10, right here on 77.
Well, that's all for Leiter. He goes 8 innings, gives up 5 runs, 6 hits, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, also hits a batter, gives up 1 home run, a 3-run dinger to O'Neill. Smallish right-hander Ken Robinson pitched very well against the Yanks in New York. Deals and fastballs up high to Velarde. Velarde has walked, been hit by a pitch, and struck out twice. The Yankees with a 5-1 lead in the ninth. Pitch is low. It'll be the top of the order. Velarde, Bernie Williams, and Paul O'Neill. The Yankees got a great lift in this ball game at the very beginning. Again, Velarde takes low. When Velarde walked, as he did in the first inning on a 3-1 pitch, Bernie Williams smacked a single between third and short, and O'Neill, ahead 2-0, hit a long, high fly home run over the center field fence. Pitch is a strike. And the count 3-2 on Velarde. So before a batter was retired, it was 3-0. The Yankees got another run out of the inning. Led 4-0. Toronto scored immediately in the first. The pitch to Randy is high ball 4, and he walks. When Gonzalez tripled on a hanging curve, he was behind 1-2, and then Molitor dumped a little flare into right field for a base hit. And since then, Kamenicki has given up no runs in 2 hits. And Mike, that's what I was starting to talk about, something you alluded to. People saying, gee, is McDowell going to pitch today? And you say, no, it's Kamenicki. And people, oh. But, you know, the Yankees haven't exactly been pitching a guy with a broken arm. You know, Kamenicki has pitched very well. And if they have to use Hitchcock tomorrow, or if they use Hitchcock tomorrow, you know, they're going with a pretty darn good pitcher. And, boy, has that ever been the Yankees' strength over the past month, ever since they got off that West Coast trip. The pitch to Bernie is a strike.
The only thing you worry about with Hitchcock, he's young. He's 24 years old. How does he handle the pressure? Because he could be the guy on the mound when the Yankees are jumping around celebrating a win, and you wonder if he'll handle that pressure okay. That's the only question. He's got the stuff, and you wonder what he's going to take out there on the mound.
The pitch to Bernie is outside. I think his start in Milwaukee was an awfully big start. It's one thing to pitch at Yankee Stadium, familiar surroundings, big left field and all. But he went out. He had to pitch the first game of this road trip. And he was terrific. And he beat Toronto in New York, so well, we'll see. The 1-1 is cut on and missed. Mike gave you the reasons for it if the Yankees win today. If the Yankees win, they have clinched a tie, and the reason they would use Hitchcock is if they lost and California won and they had to have a playoff, they'd have Cone ready. But if they won or if California lost, either way, then they'd have Cone ready to pitch the first game Tuesday, Pettit ready to pitch the second game Wednesday. They would be on their normal rest, and then they'd have McDowell
who at next Friday could really be ready to pitch.
You know, you want to get to the playoffs. That's the most important thing. But you want to win. And they want to put themselves in a position where they can win. So they take a little bit of a gamble tomorrow and hope that Hitchcock could do it. And then they have Cone in game 1.
The pitch is inside. And it's a gamble the other way, too, to pitch Cone on 3 days rest for the second time. As I mentioned, it's not exactly pitching a guy who has a broken arm. Hitchcock is a whale of a pitcher. And look what Kamenicki has done today. It'll be a 2-2 to Bernie. Velarde leads. Right-hander Ken Robinson at the belt. The 2-2. Low outside, 3-2. Well, when you're ahead 5-1, you are, as Michael would say, playing with the house money. So you turn him loose, I think. Velarde, first of all, runs well. Bernie might strike out, but he may steal the base anyway. So I would think you'd have Velarde going. 3-2. See if Robinson can throw a strike. Now the right-hander is set. There he goes. 3-2 is line base hit to right center field. Around second, Velarde to third. Green fires towards second, and the Yankees have runners on the corners and no one out as they try to lock up this game. Well, Robinson threw a strike, and Bernie hit a bullet. Here's Bernie with another 2-hit game.
Bernie's done a great job. He really has, and he's now 19 for his last 58. That's about 330. And since the All-Star break, well, we know those numbers. He's hitting about 350. He's just done a great job. He really has. And will obviously finish the regular season over 300. So that's a new plateau for him. And I think he has become a certified star.
Well, I do too. Absolute. First and third, no one out. Infield comes in. And here's O'Neill. Robinson deals. O'Neill takes a fastball high, 1-0.
You know, Robinson pitched against the Yankees in New York, if you remember, 4 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, did not allow a run. So they're getting to him more now than they did any time in New York and have to bring the infield in.
Yeah, he pitched very well. Pitch to O'Neill is a slider inside, the count 2-0. O'Neill had the big blow today without question, the 3-run home run. Hey, when you come to bat first inning in a big game and you're worried and you're tense, and you have a bomber like O'Neill hit a 3-run home run in the first, all of a sudden, you take a deep breath. Now you've got 3 runs with which to work. First and third, no one out. The 2-0, way high in the count, 3-0. And Robinson and the Blue Jays are 1 pitch away from filling the bases with no one out.
You know, one thing we forget about O'Neill, John, he now has 96 ribbies. He was out for a long time with that bad wrist. He really was. And he was on the DL from May 7th to May 22nd, so he missed about 15 games, and he's still close to 100 ribbies.
The pitch is outside, ball 4, indeed. And again, Mike, in 144 games. Let's say he doesn't get an RBI tomorrow, and he finishes at 144. I'll tell you this. I won't say how I know, but I'll tell you this. If California should lose tonight, providing the Yankees hold on and win this game, the Yankees would love to celebrate at 2 in the morning or whatever, and tomorrow play Ruben Rivera, Derek Jeter, Georgie Posada, et cetera, and give these guys a day off and then have a workout Monday and get ready for Tuesday. That's what they're hoping for anyway.
Absolutely, and you know Buck will be by the phone getting updates from his mom, who has a satellite dish, and his wife down in Florida, who has a satellite dish, and they'll be calling him in and telling him exactly what's going on. And if at 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the morning they find out that the Angels have lost, you know Buck will probably wake up Mattingly and Boggs and O'Neill and say, all right, you guys are off tomorrow.
Absolutely. There'll be some noise in that hotel, too.
Yeah, there very well might be.
Well, the Blue Jays have a meeting. And now here is Ruben Sierra. Bases loaded, no one out, and the Yankees try to break open this game completely so the Blue Jays don't come back like the Yankees did yesterday. Sierra is 0 for 4. The stretch by Robinson, the pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air. That'll get a run into deep center. Carter toward left center, makes the catch. Here comes Velarde. The throw properly goes to third. Velarde scores. It's a sac fly for Sierra. And the Yankees now take a 6-1 lead.
Well, Well, Sierra did what he had to do. That's significant. Now it takes it out of the grand slam realm, and by that I mean that if you load the bases, get a home run, you tie the game. Now you can't do it. So that's a big RBI. RBI number 84 for Sierra on the sac fly.
Here's Mike Stanley, who has been on base every time. A double, and he later scored a walk. Reached on Sprague's error. Sprague muffed a line drive hit by Stanley, and then he walked again. He has 2 on and 1 out. Bernie at second base, O'Neill at first base. 1 out, 1 in, top of the ninth, and the Yankees now lead 6-1. Robinson deals, and there's a strike. When you look at the Blue Jays ninth, it'll be Olerud, Sprague, and Green, lefty, righty, lefty, but a lot of pressure off with a 5-run lead. Also a lot of pressure off because Kamenicki has retired 12 in a row. Robinson ready to deal to Stanley. There's a strike. The count 0-2. And, of course, one more thing. I know we're belaboring the obvious, but to get inside the Yankee heads, if Kamenicki or Wickman, whoever pitches the ninth inning, gets the 3 outs and the Yankees win the game, you talk about having destiny in your own hands. It is right there in front of them. If they win tomorrow, they are the Wildcard champions.
They're in.
Here's the 0-2. Stanley swings and misses, strike 3, high fastball. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Mattingly.
Mattingly got a big double over the center fielder Joe Carter's head in the 8th inning and extended his hitting streak to 8 straight. So he's had a good last 2 weeks. And if he's going to go out, he's going to go out in style. And he'd love to go out in the postseason.
You know, we've been through this Mattingly furor in New York for so many months now. And here it is, Mike, down to 1 game and this at bat. And then 1 more game. And you look up on the board, he's hitting .287. Now, I know that he doesn't hit for power anymore. And I know that his homers and RBIs are down, but it isn't exactly like he's, a .220 hitter or so.
He's not much worse than John Olerud's numbers.
Yeah, he does hit. He's hitting .287. That's pretty darn good. 6 homers, 48 RBIs. Pitch is high outside, 1-0.
I really think that the worst thing for Mattingly, which was probably the best thing for Mattingly, was the great years he had at the beginning, because he's always been compared to that, and he'll never be that again because the back prohibits him from swinging that way. But he's still a pretty darn good ball player, an outstanding defensive player.
It isn't like he doesn't get base hits. He does. It'll be a 1-0. Cut on and fouled away, and we got 1-1. Lead, first and second, 2 out. Robinson, the 1-1. Fastball outside. And the count 2-1. Now the stretch, and Mattingly asks for time. Now Donnie back in again. It'll be a 2-1 stretch. And the pitch high outside, 3-1. A 3-run home run by O'Neill gave the Yankees a lead, and Kamenicki has really pitched a terrific ball game, as well as anyone would pitch. The foul ball by Mattingly, third base side. So the count full 3-2. Now Bernie O'Neill will run. A triple by Gonzalez on a bad pitch by Kamenicki, a hanging breaker. That went off the center field wall. Then Molitor dumped a single to right. And since then, Kamenicki no runs and 2 hits.
The Yankees starting pitching, every one of the 5 guys have been absolutely terrific.
And I don't think a healthy Jack McDowell could have done much better than this.
No, he couldn't. That's my point. Pitch. Cut on and loop to left center field. Carter on the run. He makes the catch, and that'll do it. For the Yankees, they get 1 run on 1 hit and leave 2. And now the end of 8.5 innings of play. The Yankees 6 and Toronto 1.
It happens on Wall Street and the Via del Corso. It happens on Madison Avenue and Mainzerstrasse. From 5th and 52nd to the Champs-Élysées, the wheels of commerce turn. And if the demands of your business happen to take you from the streets of New York to the rues, vias, and strasses of Europe, Delta Airlines can fly you there. With more non-stops from JFK to more cities in Europe than any other airline in the world. To Frankfurt, Paris, Rome, Berlin, Milan, and Lisbon. And along the way, we'll offer you the warmest, most attentive service in the sky. And of course, when your work is done, Delta Airlines will also bring you back again to the street where you live. Delta Airlines.
Hey, Yankee fans, you don't need a plumber to have your drains working perfectly. Your kitchen, bathroom, even your cesspool can flow freely by using Piqua Heavy-Duty Drain Opener. It will not harm your pipes and works 100% of the time, guaranteed. If you have cesspool or septic tank, try Piqua Super Cessflow. It will eliminate the odor and inconvenience caused by a slow-moving or backed-up septic system. Piqua is available at Pergament, Rickles, the Home Depot, King Cullen, and hardware, plumbing, and houseware outlets everywhere. Piqua, P-E-Q-U-A, your best friend when you need it most. It really works.
On a hot day in Memphis, look down Elvis Presley Boulevard, and there's one building you just can't take your eyes off of. Yes, it's unmistakably Floyd Hodges Amoco Station, quite possibly one of Memphis's most visited sites, because each of Floyd's high-quality Amoco gasolines is the same price, cash or credit. And at Floyd's and lots more Amoco locations across America, you can pay right at the pump. Yep, with that kind of excitement, it's no wonder Floyd's packs them in both day and night. Same price, cash or credit, at participating Amoco stations.
A high fly on the first pitch by Oru to right. O'Neill captures it, and there's one away. Toronto is making out like they have the old dinner reservations, early dinner res. So Oru swings at the first pitch, and Kamenicki has now retired 13 in a row. One away, and here is Ed Sprague.
He's done a great job. He really has. I think he had a pretty good idea earlier in the week that he was going to start, and he felt good about that. No nervousness whatsoever. This guy's gone through so much in his life, John. The injury, a tough childhood. Games like this don't mean that much. I mean, they mean a lot to him, but it's not as if he's going to get nervous.
I think you make a darn good point. He has been through hell in his personal life, and he's emerged and a wonderful guy, nice family man, and he's been through a lot of tougher times than this. The pitch is line. Great leaping grab, Davis. Steals a hit from Sprague, and there are 2 away. A great leaping catch by Russell. There are 2 down. That's 14 in a row. And here is Sean Green.
You know, we talk about a rough life. He and his brother, when they were 14 or 15, were out on their own working 40-hour days and going to school simply to pay their own rent because their parents pretty much were not there for them. And he raised himself, and he went to Michigan, and he made sure he turned down money to go get his education. Look where he is now.
Sean Green lines one to deep left. On the row run is Gerald Williams. He makes the catch, and the Yankees have clinched a tie for the wild card. Scott Kamenicki retires the final 15 in a row. The Yankees are not celebrating. Just a lot of handshakes and slaps, and because it isn't done yet. But one thing, when the Yankees fly home from Toronto, they'll either fly home the wild card champs, or they'll be flying home for a playoff game at Yankee Stadium. And for a team, and you know, you heard our broadcast, that was dragging butt in late August when they had lost 10 out of 13 out west and were 5 or 6 games under 500. Now know they've won 10 of their last 11 games. Hey, remember, Mike, when we got back from Baltimore after that very tough Sunday loss, started
Monday night against Toronto, and we said, well, these are the desperate dozen. Well, they played 11 of them, and they've won 10. And now the Yankees are 13 games over 500.
They've been great. They really have. And Kamenicki showed a lot of emotion when that ball was caught by Gerald Williams. He pumped his two fists together and then pounded it into the glove. He's a proud person. That's what he is right now. He has come back from so much adversity this year. We mentioned May 5th when he walked up the mound, the elbow ligament stretched. They don't even know to this day what exactly went wrong, but he strained something in there. They pretty much rehabbed himself for 2 months in Tampa under the broiling heat. Got himself back. He was shaky at the beginning, but he has been very, very strong for the Yankees since. And he pitches a complete game, 4-hitter. He wins 6-1. His record goes to 7-6. And more importantly, he ensures the Yankees of at least a tie-breaking game. So for the first time in 14 years, the Yankees will play one more game than they were supposed to play at the beginning of the season. And they hope it's a lot more. If they win tomorrow, well, they know that they're in the playoffs. But even if they lose tomorrow and the Angels win these next 2 games, there will be at least a playoff at 1:30 between the Yankees and Angels at Yankee Stadium. So the Yankees really should be quite proud of themselves. They've come back from quite a bit. A lot of injuries this year and a lot of adversity. In Detroit, remember, the coaches were going to be fired. There was so much pressure. Was Buck going to be there? Well, he rallied this team. The coaches kept this team together. They played hard, and after that West Coast trip, John, that homestand, that really turned it around. And really, the numbers are staggering. They're 25-7 since August 27th, and that's pretty darn good. Still not good enough to clinch it, but pretty darn good. They ensure that they're at least in it on Monday.
I think it's very exciting. And remember, last night, they came to bat down by 3 in the ninth, and they scored 4 runs, and they promptly went out and scored 4 today in the first. And once again, not to keep beating this point, but the Yankees, every single game, get outstanding starting pitching. And they got starting pitching today from Mr. Kamenicki, who wins another award.
He is today's chemical player you can bank on from the bank you can count on for your growing business, Chemical Bank. He threw 128 pitches, 84 for strikes. Not bad.
And after the first 2 batters where Toronto scored a run on 2 hits, he pitched no runs on 2 hits for the next 9 innings and 27 outs. He was great, and he pitched as well as Hitchcock and Pettit and McDowell and David Cohn, and that's one strength the Yankees have, 5 starting pitchers.
And now they'll go for the 5th one tomorrow. In all likelihood, it'll be Hitchcock, and if the Angels win tonight, and I think they will win tonight, then it'll all come down to tomorrow, and Hitchcock, if he doesn't want to force a playoff or even attempt a playoff, will have to pitch well and have to outduel Henkin, who's a pretty darn good pitcher for the Blue Jays.
Indeed. Okay, Michael, we'll see you tomorrow. You know that Yankee pregame tomorrow is at 1:05, and that means the play-by-play would be at 1:35, so I'll look for you then.
I'll be here. There's no need to look. I'm always on your right.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. And we'll get back with the totals in just a moment. And the Yankees beat Toronto today to clinch a tie for the wild card. They win the ball game 6-1. And we'll get back in a moment. This is New York Yankees baseball.
We got the best of America. We got the numbers. We got the pride. The best of America. Oh, what a drive. And oh, what a ride. We got the stars, trucks, and cars. We're still not satisfied. Your four-seater got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10, counting.
Ford Windstar. It's the hottest selling all-new minivan ever, and it's no wonder. Dual airbags and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes are just a couple of Windstar's 40 standard safety features. And talk about room. Windstar has seating for 7 with lots of space for cargo. Now for a limited time, you can lease a Windstar for an incredibly low payment. See your tri-state quality Ford dealer about his short-term leases and see for yourself.
We got the numbers, that's the fact. We're never gonna give it back. Your four-seater got numbers mounting. 5 out of 10 and counting.
We're here at the ballpark asking fans to try the amazing taste of Mystic all-natural fruit beverages. Your name, sir?
Larry.
All right, Larry. Would you take a drink of Mystic tropical fruit punch?
Let's see. This is non-carbonated, right?
Right.
I hate bubbles. They make me burp, you know?
Just taste it, Larry.
I'm glad Mystic doesn't have stuff in the bottom like that other drink.
Just taste it, Larry.
Mystic is all natural, right?
Right.
I'm careful about what I put in my body.
Just taste it, Larry.
Oh, I see this Mystic has real fruit flavors and juice.
Mystic all-natural fruit beverages are thirst-quenching crowd pleasers, and just one taste is all it takes.
Just taste it, Larry. Okay, I'll taste the Mystic. Hey, this Mystic tastes amazing. But why didn't someone tell me sooner?
Mystic tastes good, doesn't it?
Look for the amazing taste of Mystic all-natural fruit drinks and real brewed iced teas at your favorite store.
Well, here are the totals on the clincher today. For the Yanks, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 9. For Toronto, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They left 5. Kamenicki, the winner, is 7-6. Leiter, the loser, 11-11. The Yankees are 78-65. Toronto, 56-87. Upcoming the postgame, we'll have highlights, we'll have scoreboard, and a preview of the game tomorrow that could clinch the wild card for the Yankees. The final score today, the Yankees 6, Toronto 1, from Skydome in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is New York Yankees baseball.